Oh my God, Connor, look at that. It's Friday morning, my boy, or a Sunday morning if you're listening to this on Spotify later.
Nani?
Welcome on in. How you doing, brother? It's
I'm
episode
killing it.
capital H of Memphis Raw Wingdings. We've made it. Woo!
Audio listeners, I'm out of breath.
I said that and you're out of breath. You're winded from me saying it. I'll tell you what, baby.
Doing, Beau.
I'll tell you exactly how I'm doing. The Congo isn't Egypt, and neither is Egypt the Congo, and my world is shattered.
And if you
However,
could believe it, Egypt is a desert.
it is. It is a desert.
Yeah.
And you know what isn't a desert? The Congo.
Love that.
Famously not a desert.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I think Gorillas in the Mist was filmed in the Congo. I actually am not sure about that. That's not like... I'm not trying to do a bit right now, even though this is the bit. I think that's actually just movie trivia, but I could just be a dumb bitch also. But I think
Love that.
Gorillas in the Mist was filmed in the Congo. I'm pretty sure.
Also, a little fun fact a lot of people don't know. The shark
Yo.
in Jaws, not really a shark.
Was he a dolphin? What do you mean?
Yeah, animatronic. Just fake.
Oh my
just
God.
not real.
I'm significantly... Okay. I should have known what you meant by that. I thought you were saying the animatronic was not meant to be a shark.
No, it was actually a transformer from the hit show Transformers Animated from probably like 2000s. Probably the 2000s,
Yeah.
I imagine.
Armada.
Sharkticon.
Not Sharkticon. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what the little guys in the movie are called. Sharkticons.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Which I believe Jaws
Hello?
was a Spielberg associated picture, no?
It unfortunately was. Back when he
Just
could make
like
good movies.
Transformers.
Oh, well, you know, notoriously they do say Jaws is about a boy getting his first shark.
They do say that. It's not
Yeah.
a shark movie. It's a boy gets
Yeah.
his first shark movie.
Yeah. Just like Transformers is not a movie about robots. It's a movie about a boy buying his first car.
Now, I guess I have to ask you, and we're not trying to get all into Transformers right now, but how do you feel about
True,
Transmorphers?
back to back. Transmorphers. You know, I'm more of a fan of Anamorphers, actually. I'm an Anamorph.
Anamorphers.
I'm an Anamorph homie. You know, I'm back in the
Wow.
gap. I don't know if you realize, too, in the show Animorphs, they do be seen playing Beast Wars, the N64 game.
That's kind of tight, actually. I didn't know that.
It is the box and the game are in the show, old school style.
Did you know at 2 separate instances in Supernatural, Dean plays Metroid?
You know, it's unfortunate that they would be playing Metroid in Supernatural, the hit TV show on ABC.
I watched it later. I stole those episodes. I could not tell you.
Got it. You know, Dean being the best character in the show, I can understand why he's playing Metroid, because my best friend on the platform that we're streaming on right now also loves Metroid.
I do love Metroid. You're my best friend, dog. You like that?
And
How
he
about that?
also likes Dean. And I think there is a...
You love to see it.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Now,
You know... Oh, go ahead, please.
No, tell me.
it's all
You say... I was just going to talk shit about Sam. I was going to start this off.
Oh my
blazing.
God. Holy. My man was going to go crazy with it frame one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like some people would call you a rat for that.
Hey, you know what? Unlike Sam, I listen to my friends.
Woo! No. Oh no. Sam doesn't do that very often. But
Sam
you know
doesn't
what?
listen very often. No, not at all, actually.
That's true. That is true. But you know, if I may, if I might, if I could, Metroid is so fascinating. I have a truth to speak. And it's not really about Metroid's exactly, but Metroid's like involved though. But like, have you noticed that games back in the day, right? Back in the day, any of those old days, had a little more going on in terms of like interesting extras. You ever
what do
feel
we
like that
mean
at all?
by interesting extras? Tell me all about it.
Check
what
it
is
out.
a interesting extra? I'm confused on the nomenclature because what is an extra? I'm trying to think back of like who's in the background in scenes because I'm thinking extras. But what are we talking like Easter eggs?
Not quite an Easter egg. Check this out. So, like, for example, Metroid Prime 1 famously was remade as part of the Metroid Prime trilogy, and then remade again as Metroid Prime Remastered on the Switch. Okay? Metroid Prime was a GameCube game from 2001. If you'll recall, the GameCube had a very interesting technological component where you could plug into the controller port a cable that on one end was a GameCube controller port plug, and on the other end was the same plug that goes into a Game Boy Advance for Link technology to trade Pokemon and shit.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and you could use the Game Boy Advance as a GameCube controller for certain games with certain functionalities, like Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, where it was actually a map and inventory screen. Like it was basically a prototype Wii U pad. Yeah, and then also in Metroid Prime 1, if you connected your Game Boy Advance to Metroid Prime, it would unlock the original Metroid for the NES, the full game to just play on your GameCube, as well as letting Samus and Prime wear the fusion suit from Metroid Fusion if Metroid Fusion was in your Game Boy Advance.
Okay. Sure.
I feel like if that was today, well, I don't even need to feel like if it's today. Those games, when they got remade into the Prime Trilogy, and then also when it came out on the Switch as Prime Remastered, just completely removed. They didn't like add them in as like a unlockable or anything. They just hit the delete button on that shit.
Interesting.
Which I feel like it'd be pretty easy to just not delete that and change the unlock method to like, if you have Nintendo Switch Online and played Metroid on the NES Virtual Console, you just get that or something.
I guess it depends on how tough it is to recode that in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Because like notoriously, a lot of those old games, like the source is very, you know, like the people nowadays go back and look at some of that stuff now. Like, how the fuck did this work? How
that's true.
How did they make this shit work?
Well, that's true.
Like notoriously, speaking of just like going in the code deep dive in style.
Please.
There's this subgenre of YouTube video where people go into the source code of like, let's say Windows, or most recently they cracked the source code for one of the GTA games. And people like to go and read comments, and these developer comments, these like programmer comments,
I bet they're insane.
Like fucking unhinged. Like just on every level, every word you could think of is just like being thrown in these comments, and like developers are having these passive aggressive fights in these comments and stuff. So
kind of love that.
It brings up a point of like a lot of the developers, when you see notes, are like, don't know why this works, but Lamau, just keep it here, don't touch. Like it's a lot of that is going on, right?
That's kind of good.
So I imagine it could have been one of those things where it was coded to work with link cable, but now link cable doesn't work anymore. How do we get it to unlock during some other mechanic? And I imagine maybe that was tough for some reason, that specific game, where like the engine might not be like around anymore.
Yeah, very possibly.
You know, the new developers working on it might not have had any idea of, you know, any clue what's going on with it.
If you can imagine, the new developers were the old developers. The remaster was done by the same studio.
Studio, but like not the
different
same people.
Dudes. Yeah, different dudes.
Well, because it's also notorious that these old games don't have any type of like, you know, these new games have like the code book of like, hey, this is how all this stuff works.
Yes.
Back in the day, it was just stuff was just getting thrown together. There is no real like, for a lot of these games, no real like, I forget what they call it. They call it like the
record keeping, the archival.
It's some like archival thing that like says like what every function is and how like what it calls back to. I can't remember like the name they use specifically. Maybe like a master sheet or something, or master list. But like obviously every piece of code has like a function, and that function calls back to something. And so there's always like a master list of like, hey, this is what this function's calling. This is how you use it, blah, blah, blah. A lot of these old games don't have that.
They just slapped it together and let it run.
They're just slapping it together, So I could imagine maybe it's kind of like that too.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is like that, in fact.
Yeah.
It just seems so odd. Like, let's say it was like
It
that,
does
right?
suck. Yeah, it does.
Surely
It
they
is
could just
shitty.
add a new one then. Just double up. Add a new.
Could possibly, yeah.
When you beat the game, you unlock the fusion suit. Bang.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. Just didn't do it. And notably, didn't make it a DLC either. It was just missing. It was gone.
Yeah, it is tough.
Yeah. And then obviously when the Wind Waker comes to the Switch or Switch 2 as a GameCube playable virtual console thing, that Game Boy Advance shit's gone. They're not doing that. Promise you they're not doing that.
Yeah.
So like those little extra bits, you know, those little extra functionalities just seems like they're straight up missing.
It'd be interesting to see why, if it was like a like an artistic reason or some type of limitation, like we have to ship this now and we don't have time to like, maybe they added the code, copied the code in, but it wasn't like giving it, because there's all, we can say like, oh, it's easy to copy and paste, but like what if the function's not working for some reason, or they have it in there but it doesn't like give the because you can write the code but it just doesn't work for some reason. So I mean, who knows. I am always interested in that, like behind the scenes kind of stuff of like, why didn't this happen, or why did we not do this? Very interesting. Like specifically, just to bring up GTA because it's fresh in the mind, they recently did one of the worst remasters of all time for Vice City, or one of those games.
Yeah.
And notoriously, they use an AI upscaler for all the kind of billboards and
they look terrible, right?
Well, not only did they look terrible, the library that they were in was like corrupt for some reason, and so it was pulling different assets for different things that weren't supposed to be there.
No.
The graffiti, because it was being upscaled by the AI upscaler, was all fucked up because it wasn't doing the job right. So it's just this like background thing of like, you would just think, oh, it's just, you know, the game's buggy, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you find out it's like the AI upscaler going haywire, this little thing that's supposed to help them, you know, it's supposed to help them with like time, but didn't because you used a tool incorrectly.
Well, you know, famously, fuck AI support artists and so forth.
Unless you're a zombie.
Unless you're a zombie, and then do whatever, I guess. But it does seem like, you know, it doesn't it seem though, doesn't it give you the implication though, that these like, again, maybe I'm crazy, but it feels like these little like extra bits is kind of thrown away, discarded.
You know, it's really sad. Back in the day, games used to do interesting things. Like, I was always a fan of the Monster Rancher games where you would like take the disc out and put another disc in it, like gives you a monster. That's tight. Or like, you remember those games?
Yeah.
Or you get the link cable for the Game Boys, or you had just technology doing different stuff, like when you download a game from the disc, and like WoW had like 6 discs and you have to wait for the thing to then take out the disc and put the next disc in. Or you know, GameCube not having functionality built in for an Ethernet cable. You had to buy a whole separate box that goes in the bottom, and then you put the GameCube down, then you can play PSO or whatever. It's just interesting.
Yeah, there's only like 4 games that ever used that.
Interesting games like that, where it's like really cool, that technology. Or what else, like Game Shark, where you like put the Game Shark cartridge in, the cartridge on top of that one. And so like these games are doing so many cool things, or like the Final Fantasies and a lot of the JRPGs having these like multiple games in a series, and taking the save from one game and transferring it over to the other game. And like, you basically like, you don't start the game off with 0 like these games do now, where it's weird, right? Because let's say you're playing God of War and there's like a trilogy. You start the game with 0 every time. Where back in the day, the technology was, well, you don't start from 0 because you were just playing. Like, it's weird to just be playing this game, then you start from 0. It doesn't make sense. Like, you used to actually build off each other.
Well, yes.
Right? And so I miss that. Like, I miss the...
It's very rare. Yeah, almost no games do that. I miss the
ability to... Yeah, like, I wish in Assassin's Creed I could take the character, because I'm playing... Assassin's Creed, the whole thing is you're playing a person going back and looking through their ancestors' like genes or whatever, and like running through history. I'm the same person. So I should have
Oh, like by premise of the fact that you're
the same person. By premise of the fact I'm the same person, I have knowledge of I am the same person actually.
Yeah.
It's
That is
more
true.
goofy with the AC idea, but it's still the same person with the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you should have some persistent knowledge going forward of the last games, and it always feels like there's no persistent knowledge. It just, you know, like
if you're a descendant of like and I don't think there is this exact scenario, but if you were playing like Ezio Auditore de Firenze because you're playing his like 17th great grandson or something,
yeah,
and then the next game you're playing the 18th great grandson, you should have all the information that you just got from the 17th great. You should have all that still.
Well, even when the game is like teaching you like this is an animus fragment, this is a fragmented gene. We already know this because we played the first game. So I should understand and be able to do this a lot quicker because I just got the skills to be able to do this in the previous game.
But what if you didn't play the previous game?
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Well, .hack had this thing.
Audio listeners, there was a gesture.
.hack had this thing where you start at level 1 on infection, and then in outbreak, you could move your character, which I think it gets like level 50. Then you move them to outbreak, and then you have all the gear and equipment you had from 1 because you literally just move the save file and then just copies the save file into the next game. That's interesting and cool to me. But then if you don't do that, the game doesn't just start you at 0. You start at like you start probably a couple levels behind like where you would if you have your save file. But it's still interesting to do that, and it sucks that games don't do that anymore. Like we've lost this interesting, or like, you know, Battle Network where you put different codes in and you get different chips, or if you remember the old Battle City Yu-Gi-Oh game where you put the code from the UPC of the cards in from the actual cards.
Yeah, they'll have a little 8-digit code in the corner.
It's sick as fuck, and like it just sucks that they don't fucking do this anymore. It really does.
Yeah, that is true. And I'll tell you what, at some point the cards stopped having that number, I think.
Yeah, well, for sure.
They were just like, we're never going to revisit that.
It was probably like a special thing for the games at that point, like, and then
I wonder if modern Yu-Gi-Oh cards do have that number. I think they don't.
Well, it wouldn't work for anything, I'd imagine, because
I'll tell you what, I remember a long time ago, like back in the day, and this is so funny. There was like I'm trying to remember which one it might have been Eternal Duelist Soul. Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul on the Game Boy Advance, maybe?
Shout out to Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Shout out Dungeon Dice Monsters, bro. What a fucking shout out. We gotta roll them dice, bro. But like, Gate Guardian was so fascinating. The old, I don't know if you remember this card, it's called Gate Guardian. It was like an old like anime boss monster type dude. He was like a secret card. So even back then he didn't have a number.
Probably not. Yeah, I probably don't remember.
Yeah, all the cards had numbers except Gate Guardian. They were like, no, not that guy. You gotta earn that one from the packs, bitch. You gotta go and fucking pull that in the game.
I was a younger. When Battle City was going on, I think I was in like 5th grade. I was still in elementary school.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't like school wise. I wasn't like there yet with like playing. I was playing to have fun. I was a casual.
Ugh. I'll forgive it this time.
Yeah, notoriously, just card games just aren't my thing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's just too much. In a game, it makes sense because you don't have to like ask like, "Hey, can I see that card? Can you tell me what it does?" You can just look at it and click on it. But like the idea of playing the game, and I'm not a guy who like memorizes everything. So even if I did play, well, if I was playing for like years or whatever, I would probably memorize cards and stuff. But I'm not like a memorizer. Notoriously in WoW, like when we do raids, I like memorize a raid and we do it, and then like next season that info's dumped. I don't even remember shit.
Well, sure.
I'm just like, some people can recall boss mechanics from like 4 expansions ago. That shit is dumped in RAM. That's cash that gets fucking reset.
No, for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
Same way. If I'm like really cooking on a game for like a long time and I don't play it for a few years, like the memory's still in there, but it is not at the front. It's not at the front. Yeah. I think we all get a little rust every now and again. We get a little archival memory in there.
Yeah, especially if you're playing stuff constantly and constantly learning new info and constantly like going back.
Well, yes.
It just I'm not gonna keep that shit in my head.
Muscle memory, I feel, doesn't really have that. The muscle memory stays mostly. Do you find that to be true?
Yeah, I could like not play my hunter for a year and get back and like close my eyes and do everything. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The muscle memory, well, in in Assassins right now, the muscle memory of playing Eivor for like 2 years is fucking me up because notoriously he's more of like a tank character. You just go in and beat people up, and I'm playing like an actual dainty assassin now, and I'm like, getting my shit rocked.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Assassin's Creed again because that's a very easy and fun segue into a thing I wanted to ask you about. I mentioned before the pod, and I didn't want to talk about it off the pod.
Yeah, you had a question.
Yeah. So if you had recently mentioned to me, and I thought, so okay, for the homies that are not aware, for the homies that are not familiar, in my Discord, in my little private personal homie Discord, Connor had forwarded a message about a collab between Dead by Daylight and Assassin's Creed Shadows, where the Oni, the killer from Dead by Daylight, is like an enemy in Assassin's Creed. There's like a little fight, little instance thing. And I saw that and I was like, hee hee ha ha, that's funny. Because I thought it was like a bit. I mean, I'm sure I knew the Oni was actually there, but I thought it was just a thing that kind of looks like Oni, and there was a joke about how it was a collab. And then Connor was telling me before the pod started that no, it's a real collab, and this is what happens, and this is how it plays. Like, oh, but it's not the real. And he's like, no, it's the actual Oni. It's really Dead by Daylight's Oni specifically. And that led me to the need to ask you a question, because I don't think we've ever talked about this at any point, privately or on pod. Do collabs for you or any other type of, I don't know how to frame this question. So
I know what you're gonna ask. I know what you're asking. Yeah, sure. It depends. It depends on the game, and it depends on how it's done. For example, Assassin's Creed has always, so people on Twitter like to talk about how Assassin's Creed is a historical fiction game. Like it is historical to a T fiction game. It has never been that. It has always been a historical fantasy alt world game.
Yep.
Alt fiction, because there are
there's
goddamn
like aliens and magic and shit,
the
right?
Isu aliens, yes. There are the pre-humans, like ancient alien theory type vibe has always been within the game, because you're always searching for pieces of Eden, Isu technology. So there's always been a sense of fantasy in AC. Why the DVD thing isn't immersion breaking for me, and I'll tell you why it's not immersion breaking for me, and I'll give you an example of things that are immersion breaking. For example, for me, the Assassin's Creed Dead by Daylight thing isn't immersion breaking because it's using characters that you would have seen Oni armor like things, Oni mask in that feudal Japan era or adjacent or soon thereafter. In that world, you would have seen it. It is Japan themed, right?
Okay, I see. Okay.
So it makes sense in that way, but also it makes sense in the way they did it, which was you have set in Assassin's Creed games storylines in B plots and C plots about mythology and about people speaking on demons or such and such, and you kind of uncover like, oh, it's this, or oh, it's not really demons, it's something else, right? Because back in the day it fucking rains on a Tuesday and it's the fucking demons. You know what I mean? Like you did something wrong, right? So while obviously you're not being scooped up by the entity in some way at that point, the lore in Dead by Daylight of the entity scooping people up, and then you come into this game where it's been written in that like, hey, you should check out this village because everyone magically disappeared, like what's going on? And then people are like, this thing washed ashore and then it started like eating people. It's very Dead by Daylight themed in that way, but it's also rooted still in like, you could close your eyes and think it's like, oh, this like Japanese wives' tale kind of vibe. So it's not immersion breaking for me, or I don't think it should be immersion breaking for anybody. But if, like, for instance, you're playing Helldivers 2, for instance, and like
I've never played, but I have seen.
So Helldivers 2 is a game that's rooted very much in its own lore. And so it's very much like when new patches come out, when story elements come out, it's always rooted around like government propaganda, Super Earth. It's very propaganda-y, right?
Sure.
It's very
like the bug game.
Fight for Super Earth, and then like in the background it cuts to someone shooting someone in the head and saying he was a dissenter. You know what I mean? Like it's very much that. And so like if you had a Dragon Ball Z collab with Helldivers where like Goku's now running around on Super Earth 2 fighting for freedom, that would be immersion breaking.
Really?
Because like what does Goku have to do with Super Earth? This is weird. Like that kind of stuff. Like if Dead by Daylight did a fucking Helldivers 2 collab, weird. Like what does Dead by Daylight have to do? Even
like the killer's a big bug.
The killer's a big bug, and it's like the Dredge is now a boss in Super Earth for some reason. Okay, what are we doing, right?
Interesting, really, yeah. So there are things that break immersion for you for sure.
But it depends on the game and how it's done. Like if you're in Call of Duty Black Ops, and I'm trying to. I'm not a fangirl or whatever, but like some anime girl runs around and gats you in the back of the head. I would say it's immersion breaking, but also that might be a bad thing because who the fuck's playing Call of Duty for the immersion? But anyway, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff where it's like really out of pocket. But like, for instance, again, it depends on the game. Like I said, if I'm in Fortnite, I expect Darth Vader to come out and fucking put a gun in my head or whatever, because that's what you come to expect. Or a hero
like Goku
shooter.
Kamehameha as Superman, who is on the same team as Ariana Grande.
Yeah, or like Overwatch, you just expect like, oh, that's Hanzo, but he's fucking whatever ninja from whatever thing. Like you just expect that kind of thing from those kind of games. So that's why that's not immersion breaking, but it can be immersion breaking for other games. Like if you're in Diablo 4 and then there's a Goku Diablo skin for some reason. Okay, what are we doing? Like, why is the monk Goku that in this dark fantasy world you have Goku running around? Kind of weird. Kind of like but in the same token, right? If Assassin's Creed did a Dead by Daylight thing and it was like for some reason like the gunslinger comes out. It's like has nothing to do with Japan. This cowboy gunslinger comes out and starts fucking hooking me down. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense.
Famously in Japan, Ameribus love cowboys.
Yeah, you can love cowboys all you want.
So the Japanese development team might be like, yo, you're gonna be tight.
Well, I hope not.
In the same way that like Western developers put like ninjas and shit.
Well, Ubisoft French did
Oh, France is just Japan light. Stop. They're just Japan with an Eiffel Tower instead of a Tokyo Tower.
Yeah, well, like whatever X. If Chucky, if there's a DVD crossover and like Chucky pops out and I'm fighting Chucky, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Interesting, right? Interesting.
But the case of this character is rooted in Japanese history. We can use this character and his armor and repurpose it in a way that like tells a story in game. That's like a cool little side thing you can do or choose not to do. That's tight. I fuck with that. But it would be out of place if like you see the screenshot of like I am on one side and then I have the back of the Oni on the other with his club or whatever. if that was like Ghostface's silhouette, I'd be like, okay, guys, what are we doing? Like, it's hee hee ha ha funny, but I've been taken out of the game a bit now. You know?
Interesting. That would
Yeah.
detach, eh?
Not and I'm not saying it as a slur. Like, I'm not saying I'm upset about it, but it would be
Right.
detaching, sure. Just
That's
like
so fascinating. Okay, interesting.
you see Goku in Diablo, a lot of people would be like, "What are we doing? This doesn't make sense." If like your mountain Diablo was the flying Nimbus, we have a problem because that doesn't fit in with this dark fantasy world where blood is going everywhere and we're fighting demons. Goku doesn't. Ironically, in the demon world now, but also notoriously doesn't really have anything to do with like Diablo fantasy and that kind of stuff. So, like, in a way, that's just kind of my whole vibe on it. And that might be wrong. I don't know, but that's kind of how I feel. But at no point am I ever one of the gamers who are like, fuck this. This is so fucking dumb. I hate this shit.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. I see. Interesting. Because for me, I think collabs like I kind of feel the wackier the better.
Again, depends on the game, right? For me,
just like kind of in general. Like I'll give you an example. Like you mentioned Diablo and like Dragon Ball. Like if there's a Goku monk running around blasting Kamehameha lasers and shit, I would be like, yo, that's sick. I don't think I can think of a game where like that idea of immersion breaking would apply to me. So it's fascinating to hear your perspective on it because I'm so outside of that. I'm so outside of that sphere. You know what I mean? I don't have that. I've never experienced the concept of that. And I've heard people say it before. I'm not like saying it's like a wild thing for you to say. It's a reasonable thing for you to say. I've just never been in that space psychologically to have a frame of reference of what that is like. And not terribly long ago, about like 2 years ago now, I was having a conversation like about Genshin Impact, for example, where I was saying, "Oh, you know what? It's a shame we don't have like Sailor Scout outfits for 5 of the girls, or like Power Ranger outfits for some dudes." Or like, oh, what if they did like a collab where like you get to play like Samus or something from Metroid? Or what if you get a collab? And I was like, you popping off these like goof ass ideas. And yeah, I was met with a lot of, ugh, I hope they never. That'd be so fucking annoying. Oh, they better not put 2B from near in this game. Fucking stupid collabs. Ugh. And I was like,
oh, I don't really
what?
agree with that.
And their
Well, because
logic
like
was that it would
Genshin,
break the immersion of the game.
no, I
And
mean
that
Genshin had what's her face in it?
Aloy, yeah, from Horizon.
Aloy. And like, here's the thing, right? Remember when I said it depends on the game? Gotcha games notoriously have these crossover events.
Yeah.
If any game had a crossover event where that would happen, I
You
would
suspect
expect
to be Genshin, right?
Genshin. So like in that way, then you're playing a game in which the whole identity of that genre is doing collabs like that. I would say mostly. So do you not like the genre? Like what's going on? Or do you not like collabs? In that case, why are you playing a genre full of collabs?
Well, that's true. But like again,
Now,
for my thing is like I've never even had the thought of immersion breaking come up in my brain, no matter how goofy the collab is. So like it's
yeah.
fascinating to hear like that
Well,
thought process, you know?
and respectfully, you're kind of atypical, right? Like you're not
Oh no,
really.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. I'll give you a good example. So for the WoW 20th or the Warcraft, I'm sorry, 20th anniversary, Blizzard did a kind of like a bunch of skin meshes in all their games. Okay. And notoriously, WoW is very like pop color, and there's a lot of very cartoony, right? Very cartoony in a lot of ways. Yeah, okay. And armor is very like color pop, and like blues are very blue, greens are very green, right? And so for Diablo, they did these skins for the Lich King and for Illidan and a couple other characters, but they did it in the style of Diablo where it feels like WoW, but it doesn't use the WoW color palette as much. It uses more muted colors, and the gear is very Diablo in a way, but also very WoW in a way. And so that's a collab where it's like, oh, it kind of makes sense. It's like still rooted in the Diablo universe. If you're a player running around the Diablo universe, you're not going to get pulled out of the immersion that you want to be in, where it's like, oh, there's fucking Goku over there with like super bright hair I can see from a distance like a beacon in the night, because it's a very dark game, right? So it again depends on the game and depends on what they're doing. And for me.
No,
But
again,
I've never seen a collab and gone, oh, fuck that. That's so stupid. Like, I've never been a hater like that. And I think at that point, are you just being a hater? Or you just don't like, you just want your Genshin to be your Genshin and boring and not have any fun collabs in it? Like, what's the problem? You know, you don't want people to be happy. Like, you can just choose not to have the character they add. Like, well, why are you bitching
yeah, just
about
don't pull for him.
Yeah, don't pull for him. And it's also not even an online game where you would like be pulled out. You can just play solo forever and not have to worry about it. So what's your problem?
Also true.
Like, what's the issue here?
I'll tell you what though, you didn't need to pull for Aloy. They just put her on your account. It was like that U2 album from iTunes. Yeah, you logged in and she just like showed up like as
but
a
even
login
if she just
reward.
shows up, don't play her. It's fine.
Yeah, just
move
don't
on.
use her.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I guess that's just kind of how I feel about it. Now, if like Assassin's Creed did this thing where it was a game that has nothing to do with Japan or nothing to do with the setting I'm in, if there's like some weird Egyptian thing where like the Egyptian gods have rained down upon Japan, you must defeat them, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are we doing this? Egypt and Japan notoriously don't have a lot of beef. Not they're in feudal Japan times. There's not a lot of Egyptian pyramids raining down on Japan. You know what I mean?
That is true.
So just in that way, it doesn't make sense to me. And so, again, I'm not being a hater, but it would be weird to me if like something non-Japanese was going on in the game.
Right. Okay, I feel you.
But if like Street Fighter wants to add some character in it that doesn't have anything to do with Street Fighter, okay, but it's a fighting game. You know, whatever.
Like, imagine if a Ryu, the Japanese wandering warrior, just like strolled through Assassin's Creed Shadows. He's like, "Oh, what's up, dog?
Yeah, what's up?"
Hello, kid. I'd be kind of here for that. He's Japanese. He wanders around, fell into a portal or whatever.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be something. They would root him in the lore somehow of like he's this famous whatever guy, and he happens to have the name, and he looks like him. You know, stuff like that would probably happen. But yeah, the event was cool. The boss fight was cool. It was fighting the Oni. It's not like I'm not fighting the Houndmaster. Like, it has nothing to do with, you know, fucking Japan, right?
What's the short-haired one with the drones?
Oh, fucking, I don't even know her name, but yeah, that one.
The one looks kind of like stupid Kano from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, fucking dumb. Like, if I was fighting that, no way.
She just like showed up in your shit.
Yeah. So stupid. But like, that would be the same thing if like WoW had a crossover with like something else, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, as we know,
it depends on the game.
Famously just had a couple of crossovers with Sailor Moon and Gundam.
Yeah, but I mean, again, Overwatch is a hee ha ha have fun game, and
I was gonna say,
oh, sure,
it's a Blizzard game, which does leave the door open for a WoW Gundam Wing collab.
I wouldn't be upset about that, but also probably will never happen.
If there was a WoW Gundam Wing collab, if there was,
yeah,
if there was,
yeah, tell me.
Would you want the pilots to be playable or the suits?
Oh, the suits, because the gnomes,
they'd be like really big, no?
The gnomes and obviously it would be it wouldn't be that, right? It would be. So the gnomes and the goblins are like the technologists in that world.
Yeah.
And so they have mech suits already that like cut down lumber and do this and that, and they're already mounted.
Oh, and they would just be Gundam Wing mech suits that cut down the lumber. You would just
repurpose those into whatever. So yeah, like stuff like that would be whatever. But
imagine you log in, dude, and there's a little gnome goblin guy. He's just running around. He's like, "Yo, you're not gonna believe it. We found Gundanium in this mountain."
Well, so that's what WoW would do. They don't do collabs, they do Easter eggs. It's like you're in you're in the desert and you see like a race pod hanging off a cliff, and you're like, oh, that's Luke's pod racer, he crashed or whatever. It's like shit like that. There's Easter egg stuff in the game,
Well,
not
no,
like
but I'm saying like
hard
that's how
collab
they
stuff.
that's how they like intro the collab is like, yo, we found
Oh, I mean,
Gundanium
that'd
in
be
the
funny.
desert, and then it cuts
Yeah,
to like the Sandrock breaking stones and some shit.
that'd be hilarious. Sandrock's just actually
Yeah,
out of function. He's just not working because he's a shit ass.
this was stupid Gundam, the worst of the
Just
5 by a mile.
just a boring
Yeah,
ass piece of shit.
yeah.
For WoW would be one of those games where just I don't think it would make sense. But like other games where it's hee hee ha ha fun stuff, yeah, I don't care. Like whatever.
Are there classes in World of Warcraft that would correlate to Sailor Moon in some way? Is there like a mage slash martial artist, perhaps? I don't know if you're familiar. Each of the 5 main Sailor Scouts in base Sailor Moon kind of has their own like D&D
Yeah,
class.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a monk and there is a mage, if that's what you're asking.
Like Sailor Moon mostly fights with like magic shit. She throws her little boomerang tiara, you know what I mean? She's got
Well,
like the
it's
laser from the
funny.
chalice and shit.
It's funny you say Sailor Moon because there are Sailor Moon like outfits in WoW already. From the Halloween event, and then from the Valentine's Day event. There's like a skirt with a heart, and it's like very much blink twice, and it's Sailor Moon vibe.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you. I
So
feel you.
that already like exists. But like again, that's how WoW does it. They take like there's a transmog being like a gear you put over the look of your other gear to look cooler. And there's a lot of like Evangelion color schemes. There's a lot of like there's like different, like there might be a mech suit that has like a different mech color scheme from another show. So it's like you have to put your glasses on and look for them, but there are very much collabs like that. I guess they're not really collabs, but like Easter eggs like that. Because Heroes of the Storm notoriously had that too, where they did mech skins, and it was like Gundams, especially like for like Rengar, um he had like a skin where he was a mech suit or whatever. So like
Yeah.
it has happened, but WoW doesn't seem like it
Man.
would be.
League of Legends with like we have like the Star Guardians and we have like mech
Mecha
stuff.
Kingdom, yeah.
But could you imagine just an actual like Gundam Death Scythe or Wing Zero in League of Legends? It's just the guy. It's
Jax
just
is
Death Scythe.
Jax is probably the closest because he has the little Gundam drones
I'm sorry?
for his Mecha Kingdom skin.
I've never seen Mecha Kingdom Jax. That's crazy.
It might be like Mechanist Jax or something, but when he spawns and runs to lane, he has little drones that like fly around him.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Wait, that's tight.
Yeah, the Mecha Kingdom skin line has been really cool.
Hey, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, Leona is also a Gundam, like very Gundam-esque on her Mecha Kingdom skin. Like very Gundam Gundam head
Leona
vibe. Obviously, they can't do like the gold visor because that's probably like patent infringement or IP infringement.
But she's so like fucking Gundam.
Very Gundam. I mean, that's the only skin I play on her.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I guess
she has a purple and green skin that is like
this
Evangelion
chroma.
Yeah.
That is the one you were using. Interesting.
Yeah. But like, if you don't know Evangelion, you're not going to know. It's not really like a crossover or whatever, but it's someone on the team likes Evangelion and was like, oh yeah, that's a tight color scheme. Let's do it. Like, you don't just come up with that color scheme, you know?
You know, fighting games do that. Where they'll have like color palettes for a character that are like meant to evoke the thought of another thing.
Yeah. Sure.
That's very tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it when games do that. Like a lot of games will have like if there's like a rushdown character, they'll give them like a color palette that looks kind of like Wolverine.
Yeah, WoW does it too with like boss fights. Like I was telling you, the Cauldron of Carnage. We were talking about how it's basically Godzilla versus Kong, and they literally come together and fight in the middle of the ring, like Godzilla and Kong. As you're fighting a monkey and you're fighting a big, T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Fucking
Yeah.
kind of tight. Man, League is such a sick game. I'm over here looking at Leona skins. But, bruh, collabs are so interesting to me in that way, because like I always feel like the goofier the better. I love that. But it does seem like most people, find it like, oh, it needs to make sense. It can't just be like wacky for the sake of goofy. Like
Again, for me, it depends on the game. Like, if I'm playing Fortnite, the wackier the better. If I'm playing Overwatch, wackier the better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it depends on the game. I think in all cases, wackier better. As opposed to most people seem to be in that camp that you're in of like, it's game dependent, case by case.
I would say there's 3 camps. I think the majority people are probably in the camp I'm in.
Yeah,
I think people are in the camp you're in. And then I think your camp is the smallest, and the second to biggest camp is the people who are like, if it's Diablo, it has to be dark fantasy. If it's this, it has to be this. If it's this, it has to be this. Very purist with it. But sometimes it's always like a breath of fresh air when you get something new. Like I'm notoriously the guy who likes change or whatever. Like I'm not opposed to that, but there are some things where I'm just like, oh yeah, let's not do that. Let's keep the sanctity of some things.
Yeah,
it's like if Borderlands did it, right? If Borderlands did like cell shaded Goku or this or that, it's just like, I know it would be fun, like if you were running around as like Mewtwo or whatever, but like I don't need that in my life. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm Mewtwo and Expedition 33 guy.
Yeah, notoriously not the guy who's gonna go get mods for like, my character to make him look a different way. I'm gonna play the game because I want to play the game and I want to enjoy how the characters look.
I am famously Linné must look like something different than Linné.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wonder if your thing is more of a control thing. You just want to be in control. Like you want to be like, I have to be controlling something. Like I want my character to look like this. It has to look like this,
As a service bottom, I don't think so. Audio listeners, Connor seems to be reacting in a way of shock and embarrassment.
Pain, I'm wincing. Embarrassed. As a service bottom, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, so like the thing about it, right, is that here's the thing. I like what I like. I'm a Pokemon head, I'm a Metroid head, I like Power Rangers, I like Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Although just the card game, not the anime or whatever. But I like what I like, and it's locked in there. And if I'm playing something or watching something or whatever, and it's like not hooking me, I'm not caught up in it, I will be like, I need something that I already like to be in this to hook me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna not be able to do this.
It's weird. I mean, it's not weird in a bad way. It's just an interesting.
Like Expedition 33, mechanically fine, to be clear. Mechanically fine.
Sure. Yeah.
But immediately that game lost me on story. Immediately.
Sure.
Like, it took 15 minutes for me to be like, oh, I'm 14 and this is deep. Got it. You bet. And like, I was just checked out. So immediately I'm like, okay, what can I have to like hook me back into this? What can I put here that is like a thing I already really like to like dial me in? You know what I mean?
And then you chose the other 14 and deep thing, which is getting
Mewtwo? Is I'm 14 and this is deep? Oh no. Do we feel Pokemon as I'm 14 and this is deep?
Well, to be very fair, yeah.
Oh my god.
Unless the next Pokemon game deals with the fact you're
I thought your whole critique of Pokemon was that it's not deep at all. Let alone fake deep.
Oh, well, I would say 14 and deep's not deep.
Well, I also no, it's like fake deep. It's like it seems deep if you're 14, but Pokemon doesn't seem deep even if you're 7.
No, it definitely is. Like 14, you're like, oh man, yeah, I kind of feel for that guy. Yeah, it's just.
I guess
it's
the first
very,
Mewtwo movie was the first Mewtwo movie was.
Mewtwo movie was
I
very
see
much
now.
like
It is
I'm
not
7.
it's not the circumstances of your birth that determine who you are. Well, that kind of was deep, but like
everyone has unalienable rights, and everyone should be treated equally. Yeah,
Mewtwo's kind of based.
Yeah. I mean, he's only a product of his creators, right? So he's very much like they just kind of implanted all that in his brain.
The scientists or the writers?
A little bit of both.
Do we mean like in lore, or do we mean
a little bit of both?
Like in okay, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Michi's alright. Like, it's not his fault. He was like genetically modified, right? But
yeah, true. He didn't ask for it. In fact, that was half of his point.
Yeah, but also very 14 and deep for sure on that one.
Interesting.
A very 14 and deep character. That's not a bad thing. Like 14 and deep can hit different.
Oh, I think 14 and deep is strictly pejorative. No, it's all like always an insult.
No, not always. Because like, what if you're in the mood for a little bit of that? Like sometimes, like, hey, well, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I have a good analogy. I have a good analogy.
I'm hearing.
I love vanilla ice cream. Sometimes a little salted pecan, a little salted pecan's not bad either. I like a little salted pecan sometimes. I like vanilla and I go for vanilla all the time. That is my go-to.
But
a little salted caramel's all right, or salted pecan, whatever. I kind of like that flavor sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes I like really deep drama shit. Sometimes I like a good comedy. Sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I want to be taken back to my 14-year-old days. Maybe I want to just relive something today. And then maybe I want to have a little bit of 14 and deep. Like, man, yeah, that is kind of deep. I feel that. I feel that today. And then I have like My Chemical Romance blaring in the background.
Wait, no, I don't. I don't think that term is. I'm not sure that term is what you think it is.
I co-opted the term. It's fine.
Okay. Oh, I see. We're yoinking it. We're doing a little yoinking twist. I'm with
it. The term is only what you give it. Speaking of terms, this is a great segue to a bit I have today.
Please.
Called I don't know if you've been on the Toronto slang words subculture reels on Instagram and Facebook and from Canada, Toronto slang. Have you?
I can't sound familiar.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is a little game I like to call Guess That Slang Word. So I'm gonna give you a word and you're gonna tell me what it means.
Sure. Oh, I love this game.
Yeah. This is based on Toronto slang being used by the finest, brightest of their young community out there in the Toronto boonies, as we say.
Well, I did hang out with a lot of Toronto kids for Yu-Gi-Oh.
So your first word is desed. Or
can I get a spelling?
It could be spelled different ways. The majorative way I've heard it is DEZZED or DEZ.
Des and Dezed.
Desed, yeah. Yes.
DEZ and DEZZED.
He's des. Being used in a way.
Right, the example sentence is, he's desed.
Say a nice des, bro. Say a nice des.
I see. Well, it's a descriptor. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is not one of those times like Riz where it's just part of another word like charisma.
Sure.
I think this is not one of those times.
Okay.
I think this is maybe one of those things where it's like a term being used that is unrelated. The way it sounds like yolked, meaning like in shape.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Like, so I want to say that like, that dude's des. I want to say that's like, I don't know if I could explain like a link to my logic for the etymology per se or entomology. Sure. I forget which one's words and which one's bugs.
We can just skip.
But I want to say the definition, though, like the meaning is probably like it was probably like it's like based a little bit. It's like similar to based.
Okay, wrong.
What is it? What is that?
So you're not it. You're not them.
Oh, it's like opposite based.
So he's not it. Sanai's not it. He's Des.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And do we have like a correlatory, like a root word for that, or is it just like strictly
just
word
not it.
definition?
Just like not it. You're just not it.
I mean,
yeah.
like how,
no,
how it,
I don't think so. I don't think
a
lot of these don't have. A lot of them don't.
Yeah, right. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have nice. Nize. Nice.
Nize. Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. And how about can we get a example sentence?
Nice, bro.
This could be as simple as nice said funny, but I think it's not. I think this is maybe like a corruption of no worries, like nice.
I see.
Is this like a no worries type beat or like a reassurance term?
Shut up, bro. Be quiet, bro. Nice, bro.
Or like noise. Noise. It is a corruption term, but a corruption of a different, like a noise. Yeah. I see. No, I get you. I get it.
Yeah.
Noise. Like you're saying, yo, you're too loud. Noise.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Your next one is going to be interesting. This guy's a Gerber.
A Gerber?
Gerber.
Interesting. I want to say it's like a baby.
Gerber.
Like a baby.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
I think so, yeah.
It has two uses. Oddly enough, it's kind of like fuck in a way, because fuck has multiple uses. Could be positive or negative. Gerber could be a bitch or a fan. So, he's a Gerber fan, you know?
Yeah, bitch, like a baby, like a fucking, like you're a little fucking
bitch. Yeah. But it's not like a baby, but like you're a bitch. Like, Sanai is a bitch for that.
What a fucking baby for that. Yeah.
Yeah, what a Gerber. What a fucking Gerber.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Or a fan. It has a negative and positive.
So I feel like that would also be negative, right?
You could be like a Gerber for Drake, you know? Oh, he's a Drake Gerber.
Yeah, but that's not like a fan though. That's like a dick rider. That's still negative.
Sure,
I think, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You're like slobbing the knob a little bit with it.
This one's easy. Beak.
Beak? A beak?
Yeah, like a bird's beak.
B-E-A-K, huh?
Yeah.
Example sentence?
Man, he's got a nice beak.
Oh shit. Okay. So this is like a face card equivalent, maybe? Like it's talking about your face?
Close. No. Cold.
Okay, so face. Yeah, I'll say face.
Yeah.
Like nose.
Mouth, specifically.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah.
He's got a nice mouth.
That's a weird thing to say to somebody, by the way. You got a nice mouth.
He's got a bad beak on him, you know. He's talking all that shit out of his beak, you know. He's talking out of his face. Oh, you know what I mean?
I see. Yeah. In that
I'm trying to throw you off with different uses for it. I mean, obviously, but like I'm trying to I don't want to give it to you, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Now this one's tough. Are you ready for this? Tutu's my word, fam.
The word
Tutu's my word.
Tutu's my word. Can I get a spelling on that one?
Tutu, like TWO. My word.
Was it like a hyphen or just like one?
No, all different words. There's a phrase, if you will.
So it's tutu is my word, fam.
Tutu is my word, fam.
I see. Well,
it's two twos, so it's two and then twos. TWOS. So it's two twos, my word, fam.
Like the word two and then the number two.
No, the word two and then two with an S. Multiple twos.
Both spelled, or is it like the numeral?
Yes, it's both spelled.
Okay, so TWO space TWOS.
Yes, my word.
Tutu's my word, fam.
Yes.
I see. Now,
this is
this is Toronto
together.
Slang, to be clear.
Toronto
slang that's used modernly in Toronto.
Yes, by the bright youth of Toronto as we speak. Now, tutus and my word are two different phrases, but they get used synonymously together.
Oh.
So
it's not one phrase, it's two separate phrases. The first phrase is tutus.
Tutus and then my word, but they're used tutus my word. It's used as like together mostly.
Okay. 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 They're used together mostly, which means they're used separately sometimes.
Yes.
I see. Tutus. My word. The fan part's not part of it. You're just that's like the example
fan part
sentence.
is the example, yeah.
Okay, I see. Tutus and my word. Now I'm imagining, based on the idea that we're having this conversation, that my word is not the original my word, which is like oh my stars, like oh my heavens type shit.
Who knows?
Because that would be nonsense. That's not Toronto slang, that's just slang. So this must be Toronto slang.
Yes.
So that implies this is different than that. So I'm imagining this is like the same kind of vibe as like dead ass or like I'm so for real right now. This is like what I'm saying is true.
Okay. So tutus is slang for like suddenly, right then, presently. It's like, oh, in the moment, like, oh, suddenly this happened, right?
Sure.
And then my word, canonically used with tutus, but also could be separate, is like an exclamation, like a confirmation.
Okay, so it's just that's not Toronto slang. That's just everywhere then.
Well, Toronto co-opted it into the tutus phrasing. It is tutus my word, fan. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah. It's like tutus my word, Megan Thee Stallion just walked past me. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So tutus is like in this moment, and then what we're getting from my word is like I'm flabbergasted.
My word is like a surprise confirmation. So it's like dead ass, like you have to believe me, like this just happened. Like tutu's my word, fam. Like Megan Thee Stallion just walked past me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a lot to just say it. You could just say it. Now that might be old head me saying that, but
yeah. Now, I do wonder what the sourcing of this information was. Is this like harvested from TikTok?
So not only is this harvested from TikTok and YouTube Shorts, but also Google searches as well to confirm
I see.
definitions of these words. Now, again, the definition might not matter if the kids that are using it believe it to be this way. So this is also, with slang, it just has its meaning. So sometimes you might not get something from YouTube, Google, but I did confirm all of these from Google as Toronto slang being confirmed.
Now, is this in that same vein? Do you think maybe some of these can't really be pinned down by a particular definition in the sense of like skibbity?
No, most of these get pinned down by a specific definition.
They're pretty pinned. Okay, they're
pretty pinned. Notoriously, I had to watch like 20 or 30 of these videos where he goes up and asks people their favorite Toronto slang word and then listen to these fucking diabolically learned youth speak this language that makes no sense to me. But then I had to Google it as well. And like Urban Dictionary, of course, is really great for these kind of slang words. So it is for real. Toronto slang. This is a real thing.
Yeah. Well, I can't be surprised by that. Toronto does have a lot of slang. And I mean, they're right next to the Quebecois, which is regrettable.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
So this is maybe in the same vein. Would we call this brain rot per se?
Definitely brain rot. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is brain rot behavior. Well, so the next one, this will be easy for you. Clicks. KLICKS.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So that's just like internet type shit, like views or whatever, no?
No.
Or am I too old head with it?
Old head with it.
Oh, okay.
Think like a long time ago with it.
Modern version. Modern version
shorthand for something. Well, I said K, right? KLICES.
Oh, K. KLIC.
K.
KLICKS.
I might have hit a little dyslexia with it, but it is KLICKS.
KLICKS.
Yeah.
Oh. Shorthand for clicks with a K?
Yeah. What would clicks be a shorthand for?
I can see a universe where maybe it's like shutter clicks, like it's like selfies, like pictures or clicks. but I don't think that's it either. I could say a universe where clicks is CLIQUES, like friend groups. I don't think this would be a corruption of that. Clicks, huh? With a K. I don't think it's the selfies thing. I'm gonna say that clicks with a K is maybe like a corruption of kicks for shoes, maybe it's like sneakers or something. A lot big sneaker culture in Toronto.
Kilometers. Clicks.
Interesting. Like military clicks.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Being co-opted into the youth.
Okay.
Yeah. How about a Wasteman? That guy's a Wasteman.
All one word, Wasteman?
2
Not
words,
a waste, comma, man.
Yeah, Wasteman. He's a Wasteman.
But I guess my confusion, are we saying man like bro? Like that guy's a waste, bro? Or are we saying
no,
like
it's a
Wasteman?
It's a Wasteman.
Oh. Like an assassin?
Like Matt is a Wasteman.
Oh. That seems pejorative when you say it that way. That doesn't seem polite. But I don't want okay. Well, tough. I'm not gonna implicate anyone in anything. What does that one mean?
A loser
I'm too political.
person.
Oh fuck. I see. That's tough. I see.
Kidding, of course.
Damn, Matt under the pyramid again with this one. That is so
unfortunately
rough.
Buried under. Unfortunately, the big one. The big one.
He is in the alien hangar.
How about Sweeter Man? I think it's Sweater Man.
I'm sorry?
Well, it's 2 E's. Sweeter Man? I think it's Sweeter Man, one word, no? SWEETER man, one word.
Sweeter Man, yeah.
Sweeter Man.
Sweat is the SWEA.
Yeah. What is a Sweeter Man?
Sweeter Man's got to be like a lover boy, no?
Sweeter Man.
That's got to be like a lover boy type shit.
Handsome, yeah.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, you're a little sweeter man. Yeah, that guy's a sweeter man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do become a sweeter man. That's true.
Yeah, and that is Toronto slang with Sea Dog today.
Well, TikTok is so interesting, right? In the sense that it's such a wide net of content that like your experience on TikTok, not you specifically, like generally you.
The Queen's you.
Yeah, the Queen's you's experience on TikTok really is person to person in the sense that you got to build that For You page brick by brick.
Yeah.
The content you like, you'll see more of, and the content you scroll past or dislike, you will not see more of.
So it's tough because you know what got me here, unfortunately. I have been doom scrolling and going down the Queen's horse guard, or I guess the King's horse guard reels and videos the last couple of months. And this just somehow got me to Toronto slang with troubled youth. And so I find horses fascinating. And I like
horses, yeah.
People yelling at each other. And I love a good horse guard yelling at people to get out of the white box. And so these two worlds collided for me.
Isn't it frustrating, man? You just don't see
people just can't.
No, you just don't see horse mechanics around that much.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like horse and carriage mechanics just not really around anymore.
Well, you know what they say? There's not enough horse veterinarians in the world anymore, if you could imagine.
Fucking true. Yeah.
Horses are just kind of, it's for me, it is how crazy emotionally intelligent they are. Horses are very emotionally intelligent animals, and the fact they can sense. There's a lot of videos where a pregnant mother will walk up to a horse, and the horse is like, "Hello, baby," inside of you, and is putting his nose on it and doing that kind of stuff. Very interesting to me. and also just how the horse guard. So what got me on the horse guard videos is there's this disabled kid who was trying to take a picture next to the horse guard, and the soldier let the kid walk closer because notoriously they have this white kind of field around the horse where it's like, hey, don't walk into this because the horse is gonna fuck you up. And then the horse guard guy was like, yeah, like have the kid come. Like the horse was being very calm, and he was like, the kid can come closer. And the horse nuzzled the kid, like, and that was very cute. And like usually the horse will like bite the fuck out of people, and it's funny as hell because notoriously, I don't know if you know this, horses love puff jackets.
Yes.
And so anyone with a puff jacket, the horse will fucking not attack, but he's
You're
like,
getting nibbled
snack.
for sure.
Yes.
You're getting nibbled.
You're getting nibbled. And it's fucking hilarious to me to watch these people get fucking ate on by a horse. And so I, in watching these horse guard videos, suddenly started getting Toronto slang in my inbox. And I was like, oh, this is a podcast bit for sure.
Yeah.
Because these kids sound like fucking tweakers when they speak. And it's hilarious.
Well, sure.
It's hilarious. And Toronto slang would have you assume it's a certain type of individual. And it's Toronto, so it's a certain type of individual, let's say. A little bit of a kid that might like Eminem per se would be doing these slang words per se, you know what I mean? Very affluent kids who should not be speaking the way they're trying to speak. Little cultural appropriation going on, if you know what I mean. Little you know what I mean? A little
in Toronto?
Apparently. They want to be a little gangster with it.
Toronto's changed a lot in the last 10 years. Let me tell you. The kids I knew in Toronto.
Yeah, it seems rough. Seems rough out there. You wouldn't know that there's a lot of money out in Toronto. But
well, it's a very expensive city. It's a very expensive city.
So yeah, very funny. Very funny when you understand like the kids that are saying this, where they come from. Meanwhile, wearing name brands.
Yeah, Degrassi
and having $100 haircuts. Yes, playing a kid in a wheelchair, but not really wheelchair bound kind of vibe. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
well,
yeah,
that's
it's kind of funny
acting,
to me.
Connor.
Okay. Well, a non-abled actor could have played that part, and they could have gave him a job, but no.
That wouldn't be acting. That'd just be on camera. That's an exploitation film.
That's insane. That's the same thing you just said.
Is it? Or was ScarJo great in Ghost in the Shell?
So you're actually for small people not getting roles as Oompa Loompas. Because that's degenerating to them. But also, they're not going to get any other roles.
Sure they are. Plenty of other roles.
Oh, okay. Peter Dinklage can get one role that's like
Peter Dinklage is in a lot of roles, first of all.
Yes.
He's in a lot of roles.
I think he's the only one that can like get a role that's really meant for like a normal height person.
What do you mean normal?
Not small.
Oh, I see. So one of us has... okay. That's fascinating.
Well, don't one of us has this. No, because you just said...
Well, I think all heights are normal, but you seem to think there is an abnormal height by contrast to a normal height.
There actually is an abnormal height, yes.
Okay.
If you're below the median height or above the median height, you are an abnormal height. You are an abnormal height.
Well...
If your head can touch the ceiling almost, yes.
Okay, listen, fucker.
Yao Ming doesn't have a normal height. You know what I mean? Don't put me in that box, you motherfucker. You bitch ass.
I love you so much, bro. Oh, that's
Not
funny.
Today.
Well, just think about, that episode of House MD.
Never lupus until it's lupus.
Well, true. But there was a couple of little individuals on House.
True. Yeah.
Granted, they were a source of medical mystery, which maybe is not making my point exactly. But there's plenty of roles out there. There's plenty of roles out there.
You know what I really enjoy? Playing Borderlands 2. There's so many different characters to fight, like psycho midgets.
They said it, that is their name. That is the name of the enemy.
That is the name.
In quotation marks, canonical name of the enemy. Yeah.
There's a lot of God bless you. Audio
I definitely
listeners.
caught that mute, right? I definitely caught the mute, right?
You did catch the mute. Audio listeners,
nice.
He fucking shot back in his seat. That fucking sneeze was so strong.
Yeah, that was a cannon for sure. I gotta. Hey man, does your nose collapse when you breathe?
I don't know what that means.
You know when you breathe and like your nose like falls in on itself, it like collapses.
No, I just tried.
Well, that's unlucky. I got floppy nose on one side.
Oh, do you have a, what do they call it? A
deviated septum? No.
Deviated septum?
Deviated septum?
No, you don't have one. Deviated septum. Actually, it's funny.
Coke
I was in
nose?
raid the other night. No, I was in raid the other night, and I was like, Sloth, aka Seth. I was like, Seth, you sound like you have a fucking deviated septum. He's like, I do, and I'm like, yeah, I knew it. The deviated septum has like a sound. You know, it has a sound.
And I don't have that like, sound, eh?
No, you have a clear septum sound for sure.
I see. Maybe I'm just clear septum passing.
Maybe a little coke nose going on. Maybe you might need to get that fixed.
Yeah, but no, my nose on this side, like if I inhale, audio listeners, I'm pointing to my right nostril. If I breathe, my nose like it like goes in, it like shuts.
I mean, you can flare your nose. People can do that, but I don't think.
Well, no, I flare it out when I breathe on purpose, so it doesn't collapse. It's like an active. I have to, you know what I mean. And then I see, speaking of TikTok, and I see those fucking the magnet things you put on your nose, the strip, and it like holds your nose open. I was like, yo, I need that shit immediately.
Yeah, I wonder if you struggle with sleep. Well, I fucking know you don't fucking sleep. Maybe you need like a CPAP machine.
I'll tell you what, you ever do that thing sometimes where you like do the piggy nose to breathe better?
No.
Audio listeners, I'm pushing the tip of my nose upward, and I have like piggy nose.
Notoriously, audio listeners, if you could see my nose, I have a big, huge nose, so I don't have nose issues like that. Unless I'm like really struggling with allergies. Well, in this stream, speaking of allergies, brought to you by Claritin 24-hour strength. You will feel Claritin clear. Shout out Claritin. For the first time in my adult life, by the way. You remember the old Claritin commercials where it's like, do you want to feel Claritin clear? Brother, when I tell you, in my adult life, I've lived for 32 years. I understand Claritin clear now.
Oh, really? It's like big.
Context for Claritin clear. Because let me tell you, the last month and a half, 2 months, it felt like I would wake up with schmoo all over my eyes, but also when I was streaming, my eyes would be like tearing up, and sometimes tearing up to the point of like I was crying.
Yeah, that happens to me if I laugh too hard.
Claritin clear, baby. Doesn't happen no more. Not for the last 3 or 4 days.
So you're trying to be sponsored, is what you're saying. You want the plug for sure. You're like, yo, cut the check.
Fucking wish, honestly. Yeah,
that's kind of big. But no, I don't know that I have any like CPAP needs per se, because that's like you know, if you like if your like tongue falls into your throat or some shit, right?
Well, it sounds like your airways are fucking collapsing if your nose is
just the nose.
You're not breathing through your mouth while you sleep, no? Oh, that's not good for you. Yeah, if you're like a mouth breather, it like breaks down your jaw or something.
What?
There's like a thing about that. Hold on.
But my jaw is so chiseled and defined.
Well, it's gonna fall off like the fucking Mount Rushmore.
Like what? It's gonna fall off like what now?
Mount Rushmore?
Oh my
yes, chronic mouth breathing can negatively impact jaw development and overall facial structure, particularly in young adults and children, which you're not a young adult or a child anymore, but I imagine all the mouth breathing you did as a kid probably is affecting you right now.
During the day.
Well, yeah, but mouth breathing in general, like people breathe through their nose when they sleep. You, you didn't know that?
But how?
I'm doing it right now into the mic. They do that when they sleep. I don't know if you knew that. And if you can't do that, if you can't do,
I just
people use CPAP machines for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, because it's not like I'm in bed sleeping like type shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not hitting the Transformers type snore shit. But
if you were trying to breathe through your nose and your nose was collapsing into
it does,
and then you wouldn't be doing that. You would be doing that then.
But I do that.
You would be
collapse.
Then you're a snorer then.
No.
That would, if you're breathing through your nose and your nose is collapsing on itself, you would be snoring, yes.
Audio listeners, I am shaking my head.
Well, yeah, because you breathe through your fucking mouth.
Yeah, but I don't snore when I breathe through my mouth.
Yeah, but...
What? Wait.
Yes, because you don't breathe through your nose. Your nose doesn't work properly. Your nose isn't working, is what I'm saying.
So I should be snoring.
People don't snore through their mouths, I don't imagine.
Everyone snores through their mouth. Snoring is a mouth thing.
I thought snoring was a nose thing.
No. What?
I don't know. I'm not awake when I'm asleep.
Wait.
Snoring's a nose thing.
Causes snoring? Am I spreading misinformation? Am I doing the whine about it right now? I think
it's a combination because nose, throat, mouth doctor or whatever.
Snoring is caused by vibrations of tissue in the back of the throat as air flows through the narrowed airway during sleep. This narrowing can occur due to various factors, including the structure of the mouth, throat, and sinuses, as well as lifestyle choices like alcohol consumption and sleep position. So I guess it could be any number of things.
And breathing issues definitely cause snoring.
I guess it could be any number of things, yeah.
Yeah. Well, notoriously, near ear, nose, and throat doctor, all one doctor for a reason. They all are combined.
That's true. Ears cause snoring.
Yeah. Have you ever been so congested your ears leak? That's the thing.
You ever been so deaf you snore? Yo, dude, my snoring's getting crazy. I gotta get my ears cleaned ASAP.
True.
I guess alcohol consumption also can affect snoring. That's weird.
I wonder if never mind.
Huh? Marshmallows just help you not snore. Thank you, sugar.
I don't.
Sugar once again saving my life.
I don't think sugar is saving your life at all, actually. But
shout out to marshmallows and, in fact, sugar. Huge shout out to drinking corn syrup, sometimes a little bit.
When he hits 40 and he's not shouting out corn syrup and sugar, and he's like, "Fuck, I can't do that anymore."
I'm gonna be 106 years old with like a shot glass of Caro.
You're
like.
If you keep shotgunning bags upon bags of fucking marshmallows, you're not reaching 106 and you're not even reaching 80.
You know what it's like? You know what it's going to be like? It's going to be like the most brutal battle axe old woman you've ever met. She smokes like 14 packs a day and she's like 140 years old.
Well,
hey, smoking doesn't do a damn thing. I'm fine. Type shit.
Notoriously, there are those old women who are like, yeah, I smoke a fucking Pepsi a day. Fuck you.
I smoke a Pepsi a day is tight.
That's loading up Pepsis into the bong, just fucking taking bong hits of Pepsi.
Cannoli, Jesus Christ.
But you have to do like ketamine to reach that level of age, you know? You have to be doing ketamine hits or...
Sure. I've heard that affects cognitive function, though.
Sadly. Turns you into a real crazy human being.
Yeah, but I don't snore, though, is my point.
You will. Broken nose.
Okay, wait a minute. You can't say broken nose.
You should probably get that checked out, though. I don't think your nose is supposed to like collapse on itself. That does seem like a bug, not a feature.
Yeah, I kind of always like put tape a stick to the inside to hold it up. You know what I mean? You have like a little tent pole type shit.
Yeah, but those magnets seem kind of dangerous though, because
wait, do they?
What happens if one gets like dislodged somehow during sleep and then just goes through?
Oh, they're on the outside.
Yeah, but isn't there like a bridge part on the inside? There's like
No.
a connector part on the inside.
No, it's all on the outside. They're like little adhesive things that have the magnets on the adhesive things, like sticky under your nose, and then the thing goes on the outside.
Oh, I thought there was a part that went inside. Maybe that's something else.
Yeah, no. It's all the. Although imagine like 2 nose piercings that are magnets, like little perma magnet piercings, and then there's
Nose piercings do not seem like a good idea. I don't even like joking about it. Ugh,
but just like a couple cute little
nose.
like studs. I mean, I don't like piercings either, but like if it lets me breathe better, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you would need like a full reconstruction of the nose probably.
Oh,
They
okay,
have to
don't say
go in and fucking
reconstruction of the nose.
cut you up and
crazy. That's crazy.
have to reconstruct the nose. Nose goes.
Oh my god. The word on the street though is that like I'm just like too goated with it. You know what I mean? I'm like too OP for that. I think I'd be fine. I'll be fine.
I think that only gets you by for so long until you're not fine. Because then you're gonna end up like that Ken doll guy who's like his body just doesn't work anymore.
Who?
It's like all plastic in there. The Ken doll guy. Ken doll guy.
Ken doll guy.
Yeah, the guy who's had like 400 plastic surgeries. Yeah.
Yo, can we be real? Did not pan out for him. It is not giving Ken doll.
No, and honestly, also, all that plastic in your body doesn't like that. Your body's not enjoying that. I don't know if you're reading the part where he had like abs implanted. He has implanted abs. He has implanted shoulder, like pads in his shoulders to make his shoulders broader. He has implanted, I think, tricep muscles. He has implanted muscles to make him look more muscular.
I don't know if you knew. He's not Ken doll guy anymore.
What is he now?
Barbie girl.
The ghoul. Oh, I see. I thought he was just like a ghoul.
No.
He kind of looks like a ghoul.
Her new name is Roddy, and she's now Barbie girl.
Oh, fucking for real?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ken doll guy is now Ken doll girl? Question mark.
Yeah. Yeah. Quote. I'm known as Ken, but inside I've always felt like Barbie.
That's
I
tough.
finally feel like the real me, glamorous, beautiful, and feminine. Yeah. Yeah.
God, it just looks like a fucking nightmare.
The plastic surgery? Yeah, it'd be crazy. The homie had 4 ribs removed and a cat eye lift, and they had a bunch of nose surgeries, so now their nose is like sinking and disintegrating.
Yo, just look at this shit, dude. Hold on.
Weirdly, they look a lot more like a cat now.
Cat lady transformation confirmed.
Yeah. Strange. But the point is,
yeah, that's fucking tough. Not James Charles, no, chat. To be very clear. Oh, I broke the immersion. Oh no.
I broke
what have I done?
My man says chat. Yeah, it's their name is Roddy. Used to be Rodrigo Alves.
Yeah, that's tough.
Now they're Roddy Alves.
Well, and in like 5 years, his fucking face is gonna fall off.
Well, I'd imagine the plastic must deteriorate eventually, right?
Like, this is another guy. I don't know if this is the human Ken doll. Look at this before one of his other surgeries. He had to have re-surgery because if you look, our left side, the left side we see as our left side, is falling off his face. Look at that. It's just sinking. You see how his eye is like sinking?
Yeah. I saw that on the Google searches too.
Yeah, his face was falling off.
This fella's Justin Jedlicka, Jedlica, if you want to Google along on Spotify later. But he's doing poorly.
Yeah, you see how his like eye is just drooping? Like, not even like the eyelid drooping, the whole side of his face is falling because of the plastic surgery. He had to like have that redone.
It's tough out here.
Yeah, could you imagine waking up and the left side of your face is higher than the right side? Like your eye is just dipping down.
God, that's so tough, man.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's tough.
So tough.
And there's a woman who like is the human Barbie also to go with that.
And I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I'm not making fun of this guy. I just wish this guy, like, their before and after pictures, he looked just fine before. He didn't look like a terrible human being before. Like, he just ruined himself. It's so sad. Like, just don't.
Yeah.
Like, don't do this to yourself. God bless.
Did you know? I don't know if you're aware of this. Did you know there's beef in the human Barbie scene?
Fuck off. Why?
Well, because like beef? Well, because I just said that there was the human Ken doll, Rodrigo, who is now Roddy, who is the Barbie now. He's Barbie now instead of Ken. But there's also two other Barbies, human Barbies, Alina Kovalskaya and Valeria Lukyanova, and they like are feuding. They got beef. Those two, they don't get along. Because one is like trying to say the other one is like not Barbie enough. Like, how dare you sully the name Barbie with your hideous bitch self or whatever. They like there's like a whole thing.
Trying to find something real quick. I'm sorry.
Here, bet. Well, I got you on a link, in fact, if you can imagine. But like, yeah, she was like, this bitch has extensions and wears stage makeup. She's an illusionist. Ugh, she's not someone I want to talk to or be friends with.
Tough.
Yeah, they're like out here like fighting.
An illusionist is insane.
Yeah, I know.
That's
right?
Good. That's a good one. You're an illusionist. Oh God.
You're an illusionist is an insane roast.
Oh my God. Yeah. The upper body is just like, what happened to you? Yikes.
Well, she had a bunch of ribs removed to be like.
Yeah.
So it's
Would
more
you
like
ever remove a rib? Would triangular? You ever be a remove rib kind of guy?
Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck a ribs. What do I need those for? What do you mean?
Fuck ribs? You definitely need ribs.
For what?
So your fucking abdomen doesn't collapse on itself?
Yeah, if you had some weak ass pussy abdomen. Not your boy.
If you imagine the ribs help it not be a weak pussy ass abdomen.
What? The muscles do that. If you have enough core strength, you don't even need bones.
What holds muscle together? What do muscle cling onto? Like what are muscles doing? What does the skeleton do? What does the skeletal
What's the skeleton do? Produce blood cells?
What does your skeleton do? So if you didn't have bones in your feet, would you be able to walk with just muscles?
Well, no, you'd flop around, but that's because you're born with no bones. You're a baby or a jellyfish. If you're like in shape and you're working out and you lose your bones spontaneously to surgery, just hold your shape. It's fine. Just walk around.
No, I don't think that's how that works. You turn into a marshmallow. You turn into a melted marshmallow.
Wow, there's worse things. Let's go.
And with the amount of marshmallows you eat, I think you would just turn into a marshmallow.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not in shape. That's true. I personally would just kind of flop around like a jellyfish.
Oh, that wasn't even like a not in shape joke. That was more of just a how many marshmallows you eat joke. Yeah.
Well, I do eat a lot of marshmallows. That's true. I do eat a lot of marshmallows. You're so right. But like sometimes, listen, I actually don't even think I eat that many marshmallows. I think I eat a lot more marshmallows than most people. I don't think that volume in a vacuum is a lot, though. I probably have 6 cups of marshmallows a week. That doesn't seem crazy. A lot of marshmallows. No.
6 cups of marshmallows?
Yeah.
A week?
Yeah.
So in like a month where there's 4 weeks, that's how many cups of marshmallows?
24.
You could probably fill a swimming pool at the end of the year with marshmallows and swim in it?
No. No. Swimming pools are so big, dude. It would take like 6 years. For sure.
No, you ate a whole bag of marshmallows that one time.
Yes.
That's more than 1 cup.
Okay, that's not typical. I'm averaging.
Not
like if I have 4 cups of
if I
marshmallows
put
in a
a
day
bag,
and then none for 4 days.
if I put a well, if you had your normal amount of marshmallows in your house and I just airdropped you a bag of marshmallows, you would eat the whole bag of marshmallows, and then you would have your normal amount of marshmallows. Because I've seen
Over
you
the course of a
destroy.
couple of days, I might do that.
No, you would do it instantly because you even did this with gummy bears the other day where you're like, I'm just gonna have a few. Then you destroyed the whole bag. Same stream.
Okay, that's different. Those aren't marshmallows. First
But
of
you
all,
do the same thing with marshmallows. You did that one night in movie night where you ate the whole fucking bag. You're like, I got marshmallows. I wanted some extra. And then you just ate the whole bag. You're like, oh, they're gone now.
I did do that, yeah.
And it was a new bag. It wasn't a bag that was had already been opened. It was a new bag.
No, it was an unopened bag of mini marshmallows. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. But you know what else I do that with? Every food.
That's true. If you put a bag of beef jerky in front of me, I will eat the whole bag. Yeah, beef
yeah. You know,
Man,
those
I'll tell you
cartons
what,
of like
though.
8 Cadbury cream eggs? That's a one-sitting deal.
I've never had a Cadbury cream egg.
What?
Never.
God bless. What were you gonna say? I'm so sorry.
So, but you have Buc-ee's up there, huh? You have a Buc-ee's? You've been to a Buc-ee's? You understand what a Buc-ee's is?
No.
Okay, a Buc-ee's is the Walmart of gas stations. Buc-ee's is
Like
a
with
gas
meth heads,
station. No, for like it's a haven for people like us. And I'll say people like us for a reason. Candy for days. Meats for days. Homemade fudges, homemade pulled pork sandwiches. I mean, you think about something and a Buc-ee's has it. Now, the Buc-ee's that me and my buddy Jose went to, it ruined me on beef jerky for my whole life now. Because they do fresh
like in-house
beef jerky. In-house beef jerky.
Oh,
there's a beef jerky
really
counter,
good.
if you could imagine, right next to the fudge counter. And you can order the increments of beef jerky you want.
Wow, that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
And there's like 25 to 30 flavors. Yeah. So I got 2 pounds of teriyaki beef jerky because, let's be honest, and cracked pepper. I got 1 pound teriyaki, 1 pound cracked pepper. Now, you know, you get 1 pound of beef jerky from like Jack Link's. It'll run you like $20, $15, whatever. Beef jerky's expensive. $40. $45. Now let me tell you, you kind of eesh at that, right? But let me tell you, Beau, the best, most tender beef jerky I've ever had in my life. I ate a whole pound on stream on accident one night.
Just 1 pound?
Opened that butcher paper up and they put it in butcher paper. They put it in like
cute.
nice butcher paper.
That's cute.
Well, so it was on stream, so it was later that day. On the ride home, I ate another pound. So I ate the first pound on the ride home, and then I ate the other pound on stream. Now, you might be thinking, it's a lot of beef jerky.
It's only 2 pounds.
Only 2 pounds. Have you seen 2 pounds of beef jerky?
A lot of beef jerky.
Beef jerky's dehydrated meat, if anyone doesn't know what jerky is.
Yeah, it will swell up in your stomach, yeah.
It's a lot of jerky for 2 pounds of beef jerky. Takes a lot to fill that poundage up. Good as fuck.
Not terribly heavy.
It is good as fuck. Very good, very good. And so, yeah, Buc-ee is like the upscale bougie. Somehow everything's cheap. It's amazing. It's great.
Wow.
And
it's pretty good.
You hear cheap, it makes you go, oh shit, right? It's like, you know how Costco has their Kirkland brand? Buc-ee's is the same way for fucking gas station snacks.
Like Buc-ee's brand?
Buc-ee's brand, but it's like Buc-ee's brand, but it's done good. It's like, hey, we can do it gooder, bitch.
We can do it gooder, bitch. Hell yeah. I hope that's the slogan on the box. That's tight.
It should be. It should be, because it is fucking amazing. You walk in and you just smell chopped, brisket sandwiches and fucking pulled pork sandwiches, and it's like,
I have an important question to ask you about that.
Fucking amazing. Sure.
I don't want to dox you, but you're in a state that is barbecue related.
Sure. Yeah.
Pulled pork, typically barbecue.
Yeah. Part of the barbecue.
Yeah, it's in the barbecue family of meats. Yeah. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Pulled pork slider, pulled pork sandwich. What goes on it?
If it's good, nothing.
Just the pulled pork. Fuck it. Sloppy Joe style.
Pulled pork, and then you have whatever. Well, so if you go to a good spot, they ask you dipped or not dipped. If you want dipped, they take the fucking tong, like take 2 tongs of premium pulled pork, and they dip that shit in the sauce, and they put that shit on the bun. If you like it dry, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. They also do dry. Or you can be on the side kind of guy, and I like to be on the side kind of guy. Give me a cup of sauce on the side, pour that shit on the burger myself, or on the pulled pork myself.
You're trying to dry with dunk.
Not even dunk. I like to go bun off, fucking drizzle on the bun on.
I see. Oh, pour on.
I'm a pour on guy. I see. Though a dunk's not bad either. You can't have pulled pork dry. Pulled pork dry is kind of, what are we doing?
Sure.
Yeah, just very put chewy, a fucking put a pork chop in a blender and just eat that, I guess. Like, what are we doing? Right?
Now, the reason I ask,
sure,
I wonder if you have thoughts on a very particular camp of pulled porkers.
Oh, what's happening here?
The coleslaw on the sandwich group.
No, never. Coleslaw never is for me.
But do you have thoughts on people who do that? Are you a judgy with it, or do you like that's their business?
That's their business. Look, if I'm going to Cane's and someone's getting a caniac with a side of coleslaw or maybe even extra coleslaw, I'm not gonna judge them. But if I go up to that window, I'm getting extra fries instead of slaw. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that fucking coleslaw bullshit. Especially coleslaw is notoriously served cold, chilled.
It is cold,
so I'm not going to have some cold-ass coleslaw on my fucking warm-ass... No, that's not happening. That's not happening in my house.
I see.
Shit's going to be the same temperature and it's going to be warm. It's going to be tasting good.
But that's interesting. That's an interesting thing you just said. So you like one consistent temperature in your food, or is it like a pulled pork rule?
No, that's a consistent... Notoriously, I'm not a fan of chilled ketchup for that reason.
So I'll have a ketchup hot on my chili burger with cold sour cream. You don't fuck with that.
Well, the sour cream's fine. I'm not. So caveat to that, I'm mixing the sour cream in, so it's all one temperature at the end of the day. I'm mixing. I'm not one of those fucking crazy people who do a spoonful of sour cream and then they spoon in a thing of. I'm not eating sour cream. I'm not raw dogging sour cream. It's going into the mixture. That's not happening. No, that's not happening.
I see.
No.
And this is like on a burrito, same thing.
Coleslaw sour cream in the burrito. Yeah. I'm not layering sour cream on top of my burrito. It's in the burrito. So it's warmed up with the burrito.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, famously people would make at home the components of a burrito. And then they would put sour cream on at the end when it's still kind of cold. And you roll and eat.
By the time I eat it, by the time you roll it,
you hang out for a second, give it some time to adjust.
Yeah, by the time it's rolled, cut, and then you're sitting down, it's warm now. It's not cold sour cream in my.
I see.
I'm not having cold ass sour cream in my burrito. That's tough.
Okay, interesting. And then I see. And this is like a universal, there's like no exceptions to that rule, or there's like a thing that maybe sticks out in your mind as like, sometimes.
There's some differences. Obviously, like a pecan pie, a little warmed up pecan pie with some ice cream.
Cold ice cream, of course, because you can't have cold ice cream.
Yeah. Or, if you have a freshly baked cookies with a little bit of ice cream, tight, that's fine.
Sure.
That's when warm and cold go together well.
Okay, but you don't want cold ice cream. You want warm pie cold ice cream.
Yeah, if I'm having apple pie, it's not going to be cold apple pie. It's weird. I want it a little warmed, right?
Interesting, sure. Right? Okay, yeah, I hear you.
I want a little Dutch apple pie right out of the oven type vibe and a double ice cream.
Crumble top?
Yeah.
We fuck with the crumble top?
Of course.
Okay. Not the lattice top.
Lattice top's fine too. I'm fine with
Oh, okay.
whichever.
Okay, no hate on lattice top. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, I see that.
But like, I'm not gonna. Okay.
Oh, it's just like it seems like maybe that's a dessert rule for you. Then is like the mixed temperatures.
Mixed temperature's fine for dessert. I feel like because that's. But like, I'm not gonna have ice cold ketchup with my warm fries. That's when you lose me. I'm not.
I see.
But I'll have ketchup on my burger because again the ketchup warms up with the burger. It's fine.
So how do we feel then? I have to ask. How do we feel about ice cream on the French fries?
Well, we already know the answer to that is no. You don't have ice cream.
Like when motherfuckers dip like their French fries in the Wendy's Frosty.
No, I don't do that.
The fries in the Frosty move.
Yeah, notoriously, we've been over this many times. It doesn't matter
which
way
you
ask.
For the homies that don't know, for new
sure.
listeners.
You like to try to work this into every conversation I have about this, and it's never happening. I'm not a Frosty fry guy.
I see.
I am never going to be a warm Frosty or a cold Frosty warm fry guy. I cannot fathom a world. You know what it is? Because by the time I'm done eating my burger and fries, the Frosty's going to be melted if you don't put it in the fridge. So I don't have the Frosty on person to do that anyway. But my mind doesn't want me to do that anyway. It's like like when you see a crocodile, your brain's like, you don't want to pet that crocodile. In my brain, it's like, this is a safety mechanism. It's like, hey, you don't want to fucking do this. This is like,
that's
affects your safety. Yeah.
That's so fascinating.
Now, with
because
your
in
brain,
my mind, I want to pet the crocodile.
Like, yeah. And then you would end up with without an arm or whatever. And that's fine. But normally you don't want to. You don't want to go pet that shark. You don't want to go pet that crocodile. You don't want to
sharks are like sharp. They're like bumpy.
Yeah. The fuck
They have like rough skin.
Yeah.
Like exfoliate your hand.
And it's not even the bite that fucks you up. It's the fucking destructive bacteria that gets into everything and like fucking makes you go septic.
To be clear, the bite also fucks you up.
Yeah, but like if you just get nibbled on,
the bacteria will
but even
go crazy.
I'm just talking like if a shark just comes and bites you and like does a little puncture or whatever, but you're not like bleeding out. You're not, the arm's not missing or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like a chomp, like a little.
I guess my question though is like, crocodiles can only affect you from one direction.
Yeah, but I in my mind, I've never gone like, man, I want to pet a crocodile from the back. No.
They seem like they're pretty safe from 95% of all directions.
I never said it wasn't safe. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Just pet them from the back.
Nope.
Or the side.
Just not pet them at all. Here's what they can do.
That's no solution.
They can make some boots out of them, and I'll pet the boots.
Oh, well. Similar.
Yeah. Or I'll wear them. Fine.
True.
Snakes, same thing. Snakeskin boots. I'll wear those. I'm not
gonna
pet
true.
a snake,
I don't
though.
fuck with snakes, except gardener snakes. Garter snakes, the little guys, the little baby guys. I like them.
Those are nice because they eat mosquito eggs and stuff, so they're chill.
Yeah, I like those guys a lot. I would actually consider like raising like clutches of those and like breeding them and having a bunch of them.
Yeah, like here's the thing about spiders. Spiders scare the shit out of me. I'm scared of spiders for real. But I will do my best not to kill a spider because I know they're gonna eat. We have common nemesis. And so they eat what I don't like. And so that's chill. I will try to save them at all costs. Unless they're in the house and they're in a spot where I cannot get them into a cup and outside. So they can go and eat more mosquitoes.
Well, I won't kill outside spiders.
No.
But you better believe inside, it's the same as a home invader. I don't kill people either, but if you're in my house, it's a stand your ground, bitch. Take care.
Well, if they're by the sliding glass door and I can like get a cup around them or whatever, I'll save them. Moths too. I'm not gonna go out and kill moths. If like, because notoriously, like it's a buggy world out here in the swamp. So we have, we get a lot of beetles, a lot of moths to a flame type vibe. So moth will enter the house sometimes, and you gotta scoop them up and let them on their way. They're tight, but like them eating the clothes could not happen, and that'd be tighter.
Well, you gotta get mothballs for your closet.
No, not if you have pets. Not if you have a dog.
Because if he accidentally fuck them up.
Oh yeah, for real. Very.
Well, don't let Mosey in your closet. That's crazy.
Well, it's not about letting. dogs learn how to open doors and sliding glass doors and shit. They're smart.
True.
All it takes is a dog to like see you do something a couple times, and if they really want it, they can fucking make it happen. For real.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
especially
you're not
labs.
They're
Labs
smart dogs. That's why you need a closet on your door lock, on your closet. Little closet lock door. Closet lock door lock.
Now, the only caveat to the spider thing, if it's a big ass spider, if it's one of those tree spiders, it's dead on sight.
Fuck's a tree spider.
Hold on. Sorry.
I'm gonna regret that question in a second, huh? I'm gonna be upset that I asked that question. All right. Well, that's fine. That's okay. But yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, the bigger a spider is, the more inclined I am to like be on site with it outside. Although I'll tell you what, I think that's actually a bit paradoxical, because I'm pretty sure the smaller a spider is, the more dangerous it is most of the time.
Wolf spider.
Ah, see, wolf spiders I know.
Yeah, it makes my skin crawl just thinking about it right now. Ugh. Yeah,
so you wouldn't fuck with a cranberry field either.
Why? Why would I need to be in a cranberry field?
Well, I mean, but like you wouldn't. Just in general, that would be a nightmare for you.
No, never. Yeah, anywhere where spiders are hanging out, probably not my vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if you know much about harvesting cranberries.
Nope, don't care either. Don't want to hear about it. No spider. Well, yeah. Spider talk, not my vibe.
Completely sans spiders. They float cranberries.
Yeah.
So detaching them from the plants or whatever, they just flood it. A lot of water.
So what does that have to do with?
And little cranberries, bloop, and they come up to the top of the water, and you just scoop them up.
So what does that have to do with spiders?
Well, you didn't want to know. Unless you want me to ask you that question, I will answer the question, but I don't think you want to know.
I don't want to know, actually.
Yeah, you don't want to know. Yeah, you don't need to worry about that.
Spiders are spooky.
Can you believe scorpions are spiders? That's fucked up.
Yeah, they're like in the same family, I guess.
Subfamily,
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Scorpions and spiders and
Scorpions are the asshole spiders, because spiders kind of just leave you alone. Spiders don't really give a fuck until you like make them give a fuck.
Yeah, scorpions will give a fuck on purpose, yeah.
A spider is like, hey, I'm in your shoe and you don't know I'm in your shoe, but I don't know it's your shoe, so like I'm gonna bite you. But scorpions are like, hey, bitch, I'm biting you. Like I'm gonna find a way into your house and bite you. And scorpions, I don't know if you know this, scorpions can kind of fit through small cracks. Very small places they can get in.
Yeah.
Like home invaders, actually. You have one little small crack, they're in there.
Yeah, they sneak in.
Like swimwear. You can imagine.
They're gross. I don't know. I couldn't explain this to you, but thinking about scorpions sneaking into houses makes my head itch.
Yeah, I was saying with we have a lot of tree roaches, wood roaches. It's the same thing. It's very like they just get in.
Well,
we just get in.
Yeah, it does go like that, doesn't it? Bugs are just kind of. There's so many bugs, dude.
Yeah.
There's like so many bugs on Earth. Not like different ones, just total. There's so many bugs.
Have you ever been to like an older house that has older carpet? Like it has its like original carpet. It has what do they call them? Carpet weevils.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they're like, they always think they have fleas. And I'm like, that's not a flea, that's a carpet weevil.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, do you see these little dots and you see how it has a hard shell? There's a carpet weevil. I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but it just sucks. They just like carpets.
Yeah.
They just be hanging out.
To be fair, carpets are tight.
Yeah. I'd rather have wood floors.
Really?
Yeah.
They get so scuffed up, though.
I would rather have wood floors for like the main, and then bedrooms have carpet.
Oh, well, yeah. Hardwood floors bedroom would be so weird.
Wood floors are just so easy. Well, I mean, here it's kind of very popular to have hardwood floors in like the whole house, or like tile floors.
I had it growing up too. I had a hardwood floor house.
The newer houses, the newer builds, they're doing like tile floors everywhere. Like the whole house is like tile floored or wood.
Interesting. Bedroom tile floor.
They'll do like this laminate in the kitchens, and then they'll do like so instead of doing wood, it's It's like a tile, but it looks like wood. It's a wood tile, but it's like tile. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's called. It's like faux wood or something, but instead it's like cheaper. And instead of doing like a full wood house, it's like
no, I do know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I've been in some bougie ass houses that had these floors.
Yeah, they kind of suck though. They have a bad foot feel.
Yeah, they're not great.
No, they're very slippery. It's very slippery. It's like a fake.
Yeah. Well, yes, but also I'll tell you what though. Even though we agree about this, I think we fall in different camps of what is an acceptable foot feeling. You know what I mean?
What is...
Like, I kind of wish all the floors in a house were sand. And I feel like a lot of people can't tolerate that concept.
I like the feeling of sand, especially warm sand.
Yeah, well, yes, right, exactly.
But I don't want...
Like, you ever just barefoot
everything
like on a beach? Or like on a summer day? Oof, delightful.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to live in that.
I would want to live in that.
No, you think you want to live in that until you did, and you'd be like, oh, it's not very cool. Not very chill.
It's so tight. The untight part is that you have like sand on your feet.
Well, no, you have sand everywhere. In your food, in your computer, on your dog.
I thought you meant like relative to your feet, you wouldn't like that. You mean logistically, like, just in general.
Logistically, walking around would kick the sand dust everywhere, and everything would have a layer of sand on it.
Yes.
And be destroyed. Like the one time you try to plug your phone in with a bunch of sand in the fucking thing, it's over.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that would not hold up. That's not sustainable.
Also, but you probably don't want a house having sand floor, because what happens when there's a fire and then like the sand starts heating up to like dangerous levels? That's not probably good. Same reason. Well, because like for instance, carpet.
Carpet catches fire and then your floor is fire. That's
newer carpet is very anti-fire. Notoriously. Hold.
What? Surely it melts. It's gotta get hot. I can't stay cold in a house fire. I would think.
Yeah, newer carpets incorporate fire retardant properties such as various methods. What?
I don't think we use that term anymore, but go ahead.
Okay. Okay, it's like a chemical treatment for like newer carpets, because our carpet has whatever that chemical treatment is.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I think the fibers they use. Yeah, but like sand gets like molten hot.
No. In a house fire? It can only be as hot as the fire. It can't get hotter than the fire.
Well, no, because the sand would be baking itself, right? Like the sand that the fire would then like spread downward, and then that would get even hotter, and then it would go back up.
No.
Surely.
No. Heat can only be as hot as heat is. You can't.
Yeah, but sand isn't fire retardant heat to heat.
No. But I'm saying, whereas like if a fire is X degrees, the sand can only ever hit X degrees. It can't go above.
Yeah, but you don't want to be fucking walking on X degree amount of sand, because that's gonna fucking melt your fucking limbs.
You don't be walking on any degree of house fire floor of any type. Let alone
but if
sand,
your fucking floor is fire retardant, then you can escape and still have your feet, is what I'm saying.
I think that just means it doesn't combust, right? Surely it gets hot. It must get equally hot.
It has, okay, but to get hot, it'd
be the same temperature as the sand, is what I'm saying.
No, brother.
What? Yeah, no. Like, what you just read would imply that it doesn't combust into flame. Surely it gets the same temperature, though. It just doesn't combust. So, like, if your feet are on it, it would still feel equally hot either way. It just wouldn't be like flames. That's like an anti-damage component, not a personal safety component, right? Surely. I actually don't know, but I mean, surely. I wonder if it is like somehow like heat ablative. Does flame retardant carpet get equally hot? Flame retardant treatments on carpets have their heat can affect their heat retention and how hot they get, but the effect isn't uniform and depends on several factors. Oh. It says it can sometimes affect how it absorbs, retains, and releases heat. Maybe it does stay cooler. That's crazy. Diverse group of chemicals added such as Galexus. Surface is finished with coatings. Yeah, applying same for aspect. Audio listeners, I have to verify, so I don't feel like a dumb bitch right now, because I feel like I might be a dumb bitch.
Also, we're not firefighters, so, like, don't go roll around on
well, that's true.
Yeah, get out of the house.
True. Anything we're saying right now is two fucking goofballs saying goofball shit.
Bitches, yeah.
Please do not rely on us for information that would protect your feet in a house fire. Please do not walk around in your living room in a house fire.
And don't have a fucking floor full of sand, please. Jesus.
But
I would imagine if it's slower to catch fire, then it would be slower to then heat up, no?
Not necessarily. It could
like,
just
flame
affect the
retardant
temperature.
Doesn't mean impermeable to flame. It just means it takes longer. It will catch fire at a point.
Yeah. Well, that's right. But I think what the implication is that it affects the temperature where combustion occurs, not the temperature of the surface at any given time in a fire.
Because, like, for instance, if you had a jet that... No, I'm kidding.
Oh, not the jet. Okay. All right. Okay. Simmer down. Brother, I'll tell you what.
It's interesting. It's a world we live in.
You know what fire I'm more concerned with? The fucking firestorm around getting a Switch 2.
Yeah, how's that going? You probably missed the pre-order, huh?
Nintendo has like this thing where you can like enroll onto like a waived will let you know when you can buy it thing.
Yeah, I got that email I think last week.
Yeah, and they were like, "Hey, we'll let you know when you can pre-order this. You should expect to hear about it on the 8th of May." Famously, it is not now the 8th of May. I ain't heard shit.
You probably didn't get selected, I would imagine.
So now I'm just over here sitting around like, damn, I wish I had a Switch 2. Wish scalpers didn't exist. Would be tight if scalpers didn't scalp. Because I really don't want to pay $750 on eBay for a Switch 2. I'm not doing it, to be clear. I won't do it.
Well, you shouldn't do it. I would advise anyone.
It's not like, oh no, I have no choice. I just won't do that.
Gaming is a hobby. Don't let people hijack your hobby. Like, notoriously, when I was building this computer during COVID, I was not going to spend $6,000 on an RTX 5030 or a 5060.
Right.
Yes. Like, I'm not going to spend, or a 30 whatever. But I ended up winning the, like, whatever it was, the Newegg thing, and I got one at MSRP. So
that's cool.
Obviously I was fine. But yeah, don't let that happen to you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. You're probably just not in the first wave of people, I imagine.
Probably. All I know is I'm trying to be out here with my SD Gundam Battle Alliance Deluxe Edition for Nintendo Switch 2.
Tough.
Someday.
SD Gundam, tough. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to play it sooner. It is tough that I just don't have a Switch 2 yet, brother. Not that they're launched
yet. The Destiny part was the tough part, not the
you like able to play. Wait, what's wrong with Destiny?
SD Gundam specifically?
I thought you said Destiny.
SD Gundam specifically?
Do you like SD Gundam?
Small, mini, ugly Gundam? No.
Small baby cute Gundam. Small baby cute Gundam.
I'm not even a fan of the show they had on Toonami a long time ago. Nope.
Oh, I did watch that show a lot, actually.
Yeah, I just...
Wait, but they're cute. They're so cute small. They're small cute.
I know. I've seen them.
Yeah, just small cute.
Yeah, Funko Pops took the idea, and that's why we have Funko Pops. I don't like them.
Although, you know what is the funniest hustle I've ever seen? People are listing Nintendo Switch V2 game consoles on like Amazon and stuff for like 300, but it's the second wave of Switch 1 consoles.
Yeah.
But they're hoping people just won't read it and they'll be like, "Oh, a Switch 2? Nice, good sale." Blip. But no, they're buying a Nintendo Switch 1 version 2.
Well, you know what it is?
Tough.
Online retailing is 50% scam and 50% get what you want.
I agree with that.
Notoriously, young Jacob had a homie in his chat. He wanted Dead by Daylight, the game key for it, so he went to G2A. Notoriously ended up buying a Steam account with a DVD on it.
Yeah.
He was confused why his game key wasn't coming through, and he didn't realize that no, you're not getting a game key, you're getting a Steam login information for this.
God, that's so tough,
possibly nefariously obtained Steam account.
That is so rough.
Yeah, don't buy Steam accounts, anybody. And if you're out there, don't buy Steam accounts. Whatever.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Man, that sucks.
It's tough, huh? Tough world.
It's really, really tough. And you would think that it would be not that tough, and then it is anyway. In my head, it really seems like it shouldn't be that tough.
It shouldn't, but it is. It shouldn't, but it is. It is, but it isn't.
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, you know what is also kind of sad? Fucking Lamau, the $500 League skins. Kind of sad that's the thing.
You know what I have come to realize, and maybe I'm judgmental for this, and if that's the case, then so be it, I suppose. But I think I'm not, but maybe I am, but I think I'm not, though. Maybe I am. I think I'm not. It seems like a lot of motherfuckers never got the talk from anyone of any age at any time about the value of a fucking dollar.
Well, that's the sad thing. They did get to talk about the value of a dollar. They think that's the value of their dollar.
It's sad.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? It's 10 cent, really. 10 cents the problem.
No. Can't agree.
Well,
if they value a skin at $75,000 and motherfuckers are that dumb, 10 cents right.
Oh, well, I guess in that case. But 10 cents the problem for thinking about it in the beginning.
Well, true. They couldn't buy it if it didn't exist. That's true. But in my brain, it's like no one should be foolish enough to do that. And yet they are. And I can only assume it's because they are so elite rich that they don't care about their money. So mentally on the edge, they don't care about themselves, that they don't give a shit about how they're doing financially, or they just don't understand money. It's one of those three things.
I was going to say, it is the rich guys, but also, scarily enough, it's the guys who have a credit card and go, I'll put it on credit. I'll just buy it.
Brother, I feel like, and this is for just the people that know, if you buy a $500 League skin on credit, that's like the same level as doing credit card theft to get Burger King and Genshin Impact Primo Gems.
Funny you bring Genshin Impact up. You know I've talked about him on the podcast before. Caleb Hammer. He's a dude who does financial audits for people, but he
we know C Hammer, yeah.
So he had a Genshin player on his show, little gamer boy, and him and his wife were trying to get a house, and his wife, I guess, wasn't up and up on why they didn't have any money. Just spending like $500 to $1,000 on games, Genshin Impact being one of them, and this isn't like liquid cash. He's putting all this debt on. He's putting it on credit cards.
Oh, brother.
He had a Twitch viewer on there one time. The viewer was getting new credit cards to then give e-girls money.
No.
They were and Caleb Hammer money. Caleb Hammer goes through the statements and he sees the $500 through Twitch, $500 through here, $30 here for it, and he's like, "What is this going to?" He's like, "Girls online." So it's like these
Brother.
people exist, unfortunately, because people think, credit cards free money, but
Yeah.
then, you know, or you have the people who think, oh, I'll just pay the minimum payments on it, it's fine, and then you end up paying $1,000 for your $500
Yeah.
league
Well, if
skin
you're lucky.
because,
Yeah.
yeah, at
Man, that's
24%
tough.
interest, yeah, and then you're
Fuck,
paying
man.
24% interest on $500, but you're paying interest on every payment because you're not paying it off. You're just paying. Yeah,
It's tough.
it's tough. Yeah, so I agree with you that it is half of just like some rich oil exec's
Yeah.
son or whatever wants this and he can do it, but
Yeah.
also it's the poor motherfuckers too that have like. I think gaming addiction is the same as like gambling addiction. Like people will lose their house and lose their job, lose their spouses over games, just like they do over gambling. And it's tough because
Mm,
it's not gambling in the
yeah.
sense that when you gamble, you have a chance to win money back. So it's like, oh, maybe I'll just bet the house and I'll get that money back, no problem. In gaming, it's just like I was gonna get the DLC, it's fine. The month it works out, and then it's like, oh, now my wife is gone because I don't talk to people anymore, or blah blah blah. My kids don't know me because I'm like always terminally online. Like it's the same thing. It's like this. I think gotcha is the same way. Gotcha gets people where it's like just 100 more pulls. I need to get that pity. I need to get that pity. And like people kind of just dive too deep into that. It's
They
tough.
do that.
It's tough. And so again, not one for one comparison, but definitely too much to compare that it's scary that gaming addiction is pretty much just like that kind of addiction.
Well, it it's one of those things where like I don't know if you can really say that's gaming addiction. I feel like that could be said of any poor spending question mark. Like yeah, gaming
Mm,
definitely does that. Definitely gambling does that. So does drug use and alcoholism or fancy cars or hookers or if you really enjoy that fancy glass bottle root beer and just can't stop drinking soda.
yeah.
In any of those like,
Well, specifically then would
you
it be a
know,
gotcha addiction if you spend your money on gotcha, or is it a gaming addiction? That you
I feel like
have
that's a
to.
gambling addiction.
Oh, so
I would
you
just put
would
that
you would
gambling
you
for
would
sure.
just lump it into gambling. I was trying
Yeah,
to
I
be
don't think there's a
nice.
difference. No,
I was
I
trying to be
think
nice
it's
and
yeah, I think it's
lump it
hardline
into.
gambling addiction for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice with it. You're kind of going hardball with it, which is fine. I agree.
Well, I guess it depends. There's two ways to look at it. It is a gambling addiction if you don't intend to go to pity, but then you do constantly because you're like, I'll just do 10 more pulls and it'll
Yeah,
work
just 10
out. 10
more.
more
Yeah,
pulls and it'll work out. 10 more and it'll work out.
it's okay.
That's
My
a
check.
that's a
I get
gambling
my check
addiction.
next week. I'll be fine with
Right.
$1 in my account. Yeah, I
Yeah,
need
that's a
this
gambling
new
addiction for
character.
sure. There's
Yeah.
no two ways about it. But if instead you're like, it would be $180 to go to hard pity. $180 is a reasonable purchase for this character. I will spend $180 for this character. And you're like just making the hard pity purchase in your mind. There's not really a gambling aspect to that. You're just saying, I'm okay with the full value of this huge waste of money. That's gaming addiction, I think.
Oh, but I think the
That one's
addiction
gaming
part
addiction.
comes. I
Gambling.
think the addiction part comes from though when you are doing that calculation and you're like, the Discover card will work perfectly for this. You know what I mean? It's like you can't
Hmm.
not do it. You have to do it. Like it's a compulsion going, I need this character. I need this
Well,
character.
I
I don't care
agree.
how much pity I need to get. If it's
Yes.
$200, I'm going to spend it. I know what I'm spending. Like just knowing that you're going to spend $200, I don't think it's still gambling addiction because you still can't not do you're doing the pulls. You're like, I gotta get the pull. I gotta get the
No.
character.
I
feel
think that
like
would only be true if the pulling part was the appealing part. What I mean to say is gambling addiction psychologically is typically stemmed from the idea of like winning a thing, hitting it big. The rush of you're like addicted to the gamble. But
Wouldn't the
if
rush
there's
be
no,
getting the character?
that's the difference. That's right.
The pool?
Well, no. Okay, here, I'll try again. So like I'm saying if you are buying the character in your mind at hard pity and you don't care about the pulling aspect, you just want the character, the final result character is the thing that matters. That's like buying a really expensive action figure that comes with a bunch of junk. Whereas if you're buying blind box action figures, hoping to get the right one because you enjoy opening the blind box, like imagine like how many times have you heard someone say like I like opening Pokemon packs, but they don't give a shit what cards are in there. They just want the packs to open because they think it's fun to see what they get. Gambling addiction. As opposed to, let's say every single box of sealed booster packs was guaranteed to come with one X card, and you wanted that one X card really bad, and you just didn't exist on eBay for whatever reason, you couldn't buy the single, the only way was to get the box. Like it's launch day and the product never existed before and you want it on launch day or whatever. If you buy that box for that one card, that's not a gambling addiction, even though there's a bunch of packs in it. Because you made a one item guaranteed purchase for this value, that's the trade. And you know that's the trade and you don't give a shit about the gamble part. Even though there are packs that are technically like gambling associated in the box, that's not what your purchase was. If you bought it for the packs to open and you don't give a shit about the one-off card, you a gambling addict, son. That's gambling is what that is.
Isn't that all gambling though? Because
No.
you don't know if the card's gonna be there.
No, that's what I'm saying. You do know.
In real life, do you actually know?
There are some products like that, yeah, where it's like
because I assumed
a $40 super box
worked.
with a window card. That happens all the time, yeah.
Oh, but like the window card's not worth anything, right? So like that's just.
But
like
I'm
junk.
saying if it, well, yes, but the window card that's not worth anything can only be coming from the $50 box. So you when you're buying that box to get that window card, you're paying $50 for that card.
Yeah, in that sense, I guess
if you
it is just a addiction
it is true
to the game,
right.
not the
right.
gambling.
In real
part.
life, you would buy that same window card for 15 cents on eBay, obviously.
Yeah,
but
because I think a
if
gaming
you wanted
addiction is like
or whatever. That's
I need the whole Overwatch store, so I'm putting all my money to get the whole Overwatch store because you know how like they have skins you can just buy.
Yeah.
So like if I just want to see the little green check marks and everything, then I'll just buy the whole store. That's not gambling addiction because you're not gambling.
Right.
But I imagined you can't do that in Genshin where it's like, I just want the character, so let me pay $30 and I'll just have it.
You can do that. But it is a much higher number than $30.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's a lot higher than that.
But hear me out.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's about $480.
Hear me out though. Is the person in question still buying pools in the hopes that he doesn't have to spend that much money to acquire the character? Because the person in question knows like, okay, my pity's up soon and I can just get the card out of pity or the character out of pity, right? But aren't you still going, but it would be really dope if I didn't have to hit my pity for this and I could save it for something else. So there's still like that. Sure. There's still like that chance he's like the gambling like aspect of like, I hope I hit it sooner so I can save this currency for the new character that comes out soon.
I mean, yeah, that would always come into play, I guess, yeah, no matter what.
So it'd still be the gambling aspect of
it would be a pleasant surprise. Be like, I get to save $20, nice.
Because that's what I assume someone like you just said, someone who's calculating the pity and goes, okay, I'll get pity in, let's say 30 pulls or something, but I'm hoping like in 10 pulls I get it so I can save the pity for something else. I feel like that's still in the mind, like, hey, I want that, like, I'm gambling to get this sooner still. And then if it doesn't, oh well, like I'm not like, oh well, I still get it because of the pity thing. But you're still buying the pulls in hopes you don't have to pull 30 times for it. Right? You're still gambling in that way.
Hard to say. Well, you're still gambling, kind of. And you're still not gambling, kind of. In the sense that you already bought the stuff. And you made the purchase as a purchase.
Yeah, you purchased 30 whatever pulls worth of currency.
Right, you made that purchase knowing this is the amount that I'm willing to spend on this character. That's what it takes to get the character.
But you're not locked into 30 pulls. So you pull 10 at a time. So you're hoping in 10 or 20 pulls.
So you could high roll. You high roll. But you didn't make the purchase saying, I will buy 10 and see if I high roll. I'll buy 10 more if I don't high roll. I'll buy 10 more if I don't high roll. You're just
Yeah.
buying the 30.
Yeah.
If you were the kind of person who bought one pull at a time, literally, maybe there's an argument for that. But I think the kind of person that has a gambling addiction finds the pulling part fun. Like, that is scratching the itch in their brain. They need the pulling part.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what you would be playing Genshin for, is that pulling, like getting that pull.
Whereas like I famously hate that. I find that an annoyance. And I buy the characters.
Yeah.
Like, I'll still buy the character, but
you're not the normal Genshin player. Yeah.
Well, yes, but like I'm saying, conceptually, the idea of a gambling addiction versus a gaming addiction, I think it's a gaming addiction if you know pulling is annoying, but I need to spend this much for the character. Oh well, I guess I'm eating that cost because the game is worth it. As opposed to pulling feels good, I must pull because pulling feels good.
Now, can I get you in contact with my gaming therapist via our sponsor BetterHelp? And
but like that's very funny. But yeah, I think that's like kind of the thing. Yeah, so like for the same reason, like let's say you were go ahead. We're both too courteous with that.
Yeah, I guess someone has to press.
That's very funny.
I guess what I'm saying is I understand you're explaining how you go about it, and I get that. But I don't think the normal Genshin player isn't the player who has a spreadsheet of how to calculate everything, or is even probably looking at their pity that hard.
I agree with you, to be clear. You know? But we're talking about definitions, not like me.
Yeah, but definitionally,
saying, like, the definition of a gambling addiction versus a gaming addiction.
Sure. But I'm saying I guess what I'm saying though, I'm trying to say is most Genshin players, I would assume, have a gambling addiction. Specifically Genshin players, because that is a gambling gambling is built into gacha, like lemonade, like sugar is built into lemonade. You know?
I'll tell you what, I don't agree, but I kind of do agree, but I don't agree. And what I mean by that is that I think most Genshin players are actually just broke Indonesian children. However, I think most Genshin players who are whales, probably you're right.
Broke Indonesian children is crazy.
Yeah. Well, if you saw Genshin Twitter, you might agree with me. But
I just see different communities that don't have a plethora of broken
is crazy worse.
Poor Indonesian children.
That's crazy worse. Broken is significantly funnier though. That is way funnier.
Poor, it's
similar. Potato.
Similar, yeah.
But
I would say if we're looking at grand overarching scheme of things,
I think most Genshin players don't have a gambling addiction. I think most Genshin players don't pull at all. Or they only use the free pulls and that's it. I think the majority of people fall probably 70-30 are free to play, if I had to guess. And then might be a little more, a little less, but I'd imagine that's probably true. And then relative to the people that spend money like that 30%, I think probably most of those are people who only buy Battle Pass Welcome Moon and that's it. And then I think a smaller group of them actually like whale, and they probably do have a gambling addiction every time.
It would be interesting to see. Well, so the thing about whales, because using the definition, right?
Yeah, like the big spenders, heavy spenders.
Well, to use definitionally, the whales wouldn't be gambling addiction. They wouldn't have a gambling addiction because they would just buy the amount of pulls they need to just get the character. They don't even, it doesn't even matter.
You would think that. Check this shit out. Like, and again, this is anecdotal, I guess, but I'm speaking from people I have like personally met and talked to and had in my sphere. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like a stranger on Twitter that I heard about, but like someone I know who did these things.
Yeah.
And this is like Genshin, not other games, but specifically I'm talking about Genshin right now. But they'll be like, hey, it's new banner day. I'm just gonna buy like 500 pulls just cause and see what I get because it's fun. And they won't care about getting the one character. They'll be like, I got 4 of them. I only needed 2, but who gives a shit, lol. Like, they'll just pull because pulling is fun. And they'll spend unbelievable money completely bypassing the pity and just continuing on uselessly. Because they're like, well, that's how much money I wanted to throw away, and pulling is a fun time.
Well,
like,
don't you want
just go past it?
Don't you want copies of cards though? Because it makes the character stronger or something.
Sort of.
Like you kind of do want multiples.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
effect
just
of the
like
multiples varies. You know what I mean? Like some of them
from
are shittier than the others, but
from knowing you, I've met a lot of people who play Genshin, and then from just also my friends who play Genshin, I guess I have just met a lot of people who are willing to do the gamba for the gamba.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I haven't run into a lot of these people who like the whales who like, I'm just gonna buy 500 pulls Lamau, let's do it, like let's go, like let's get the bank to like cut the card off Lamau, that kind of thing. I haven't run into those people, but I have run into people where I'm like, this game is detrimental to your health.
Sure.
I've seen the people look at their phone, go, my check drops in a week and I have 100, fuck it, we pull, shit like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's tough for me because I'm also one of those people. I'm one of those people who
oh no.
It's detrimental to me in some capacity to be in those gacha games because I will pull, and if I want something, I'll get it. That's kind of my downfall. Is I'm like, I have money, sure, money happens, money comes back at some point. I'll just spend money, and
sure.
It's tough.
That
so
is
I have
tough.
a little bit of an addiction thing, so I try not to. I try to stay away from things like that.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, you can just not spend money on it. But I actually think there's a majority more people, because like, how much did Genshin make last year? In the billions, I imagine. The bees.
Annual?
Because I would imagine there is a lot of money streaming in. Yeah, because last year, didn't they break a record? It was like on the news.
Probably.
It was like in the scary numbers.
1.36 billion. Yes, 1.36 billion.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I would imagine that's not like 20% of the players. I feel like that would be a little. Well, again, I don't have numbers. It would be interesting to see at some point if they ever do Genshin by the numbers to show like, these are how many accounts have bought blah blah blah. This is how many people that don't buy stuff.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Because I feel like it isn't like just the 1%. I think Genshin is cheap enough to where people are. It's easy for people to go, I'll spend money on that. That's fine. Because how much is 10 pulls USD? That's not that much.
Like 22?
$22? People are willing to do that if they can get a character.
But they can't. Because the pity is high. I mean, it's a lower pity than most gachas, but hard pity is 180. It's like
people
$500 to pity the character.
In their head,
and it says that. No, it says it. It shows you the number. Like, this will cost you $500.
I'm not saying people are doing it to pity the character. I'm saying they're hoping that $20 to someone just to do 10 pulls
just to
possibly get a character isn't gonna break someone's bank. The 20. So what I'm saying is,
I see.
My check comes in next week, but like 20 is 20. That's fine. I'll throw it in. People are willing to like eat ramen and then do a 20 pull.
Well, they definitely do that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
I think most people are battle pass on the login bonus thing.
Because that's
more
the
than
same
the random
people,
polls, but
those are the same people who in League would buy a bunch. While you weren't playing, they did this thing where you could buy. So they had a gacha track for chests. Where
I was around for that. I do know that. Yeah.
So people would buy chests.
The more chests you open, the more rewards you get, and there's like a little thing. Yeah.
So people were doing that, but it was like, 5 chests for $15-$20. And people be like, oh, $20, no big deal. Bam. RP, bam. And then after after $100, then I get 5 extra chests because of, the RP calculation, whatever. So why did it do that? That's weird. I just think it has to be more than 20%. But, who knows? If we ever get numbers, that'd be interesting. I like looking at the numbers. Like, WoW subscription numbers are always cool.
No, for sure.
Notoriously, they released a $100 mount, and that made, I think they said it made like $20 million in the first like hour it was released. Like, just some astronomical number. Insane.
I believe that immediately.
Yeah.
Like The thing is, like, about that 1.36 billion number for Genshin in particular is that Genshin Impact has 60 million monthly players on average, which is a pretty significant number of individuals. And if we take that number, if you take that 60 million average number, right? And we're thinking that 1 billion is 1,000 millions, right? So 1.36 billion compared to 60 million is 0.6 billion, right? Is like the amount of money that would be spent there per player, even if it's only like 80% of players that spend money, it doesn't track with what the in-app purchases actually like are and cost. Like if that percentage of players bought even like a 10 pull a month or a 10 pull every couple of months, that it should be way more than 1.36 billion. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm not saying people are spending every month on it. I'm just saying I think the amount of. I'm not saying that. I'm not not to change the goalposts. Of course. That wasn't my
but I'm saying we do know there are people who spend like thousands individually.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
like take that
more than 20% is probably.
I guess I'd be willing to believe it's like 40%, maybe.
Yeah, 20% seems too low is all I was saying. Specifically.
Sure. I'd be willing to believe it's as high as 40, but because it would. I know, like in League of Legends, like it's speculated it's only like 2% of players ever spend any money at all on League, and that number is insane to think.
That makes sense only because you can't get like in League you acquire blue essence, or you used to be able to acquire blue essence quite a bit. Now they've kind of like choked back on it. So you can buy characters with blue essence all the time forever.
No, but I mean the skin, like money. Like skins that cost the Riot points.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is for Riot games, you have to spend money. No, I'm sorry. For Riot games, when I'm talking about skins, I'm talking about like for Genshin, you have to pay money to feasibly at a decent rate get more characters. Like the amount of free pulls you'd have to acquire to get pity for those free pulls, you might as well just spend a little bit of money to get some characters rolling in, right? With League characters, you either get them for free through your Xbox Pass, or before the Xbox Pass happened, you would spend your blue essence on characters. So get like to play characters and to be up and up on League, you don't need to spend money. Like the skins don't matter. It's character per character.
Oh,
see what I'm saying?
Sort of.
Because you either buy characters with RP or you buy characters with blue essence. And you used to acquire blue essence at a crazy rate.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, I was a season 3 player. Yeah. For sure.
But for people who don't, right? So
I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah. So every month, if League is putting out a new character every couple months, it's only like 7,000 blue essence a character or something. 1,300 maybe for some super popular ones. But like you can just buy them all for free. You don't have to buy them with money. So in Genshin, yes, you can get free pulls, but that's not like a guaranteed 1-for-1 thing. So if Genshin had a lottery, like a pool lottery like Genshin did, if League had a pool lottery like Genshin did, I think more people would be spending money to get characters on it. But I think because again the blue essence is free, you can just acquire it no problem. And so if League was like Genshin, then yes, more people would. We probably see the 2% go up to like 20, 30, 40%. Right? Because like skins, you don't need skins to win a game, but you need characters to win a game.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah. So people like when like notoriously Overwatch got blasted for this. When they changed to Overwatch 2, they locked certain characters behind Battle Pass, which they said they would never do. But people are more willing to buy the Battle Pass when they have to have a meta character through the Battle Pass to win a game.
I suppose so, yes.
Yeah.
But then the correlatory there for Genshin is that you don't need You don't need gacha characters to do anything in Genshin.
But people want the new thing, is what I'm saying. The human nature is, I want new shiny thing. You can get new shiny thing for free in this other thing. You have to spend a certain amount of money either on a battle pass for more pulls or money for straight up pulls to get the new shiny thing. People like shiny thing.
New shiny thing is skins in League, though, is what I'm saying.
Yes, but I'm not
examining the human element.
Yeah, but we're not talking
what
about
to purchase.
I understand, but we're not talking about skins in League. We're talking about character per character. I'm talking about
you're talking character per character specifically. Yes. I'm talking about spending money.
Yes.
But if you're correlating character to character and making the point that you need character which you get for free to win game, then that doesn't really apply to Genshin because you don't need to win game.
Well, there are certain meta characters that you do need to spend money on to acquire, no? There are meta characters that aren't just like given to you for free.
Meta's maybe a little... Meta's kind of a...
in a numbers game.
Old. But it's not a numbers game. That's kind of the point.
Well, semantically, in Genshin, it is a numbers game, no?
I don't think so. I don't think... Well, the kids on Twitter would say I'm wrong, for sure. The Twitter kids would disagree.
But I mean, you're always talking about, like, when people are asking you for, like, if what you're saying is true, you wouldn't be talking about builds with people and meta builds and the numbers behind the meta builds if it wasn't a numbers game.
Well, famously, I say that meta builds don't exist, actually.
But then you talk about meta builds for characters for people. Like, you help people build characters, right? Like, it's a lot of what you do is helping people build characters. And I'm not saying that's wrong or right to do that. I'm just saying...
Metas... Maybe I don't know what you mean by meta here, but there are items in game that are objectively better than other items, yes.
So they would be the meta items for that character.
I suppose.
It would be the definition of the meta for it. The meta is the thing you do. Like, it's off meta to bring Malphite support because he's 40% win rate in support in bot.
Sure.
That's an off meta pick.
But it's off meta because it's not common.
Sure. And so,
whereas there is no meta in Genshin is kind of what I'm saying. That's what doesn't exist.
But there is a meta because there's a common build. Well, the win rates doesn't matter when there's a certain item you pick for a champion all the time, or for a build all the time, or for something all the time. You can go to whatever GenshinBuilds.com or whatever, and there's a meta build for each Genshin character. No? Doesn't matter if it's a PvP thing. There's a meta for World of Warcraft in PvE. There's a meta. It doesn't matter if it's against something. It doesn't matter if it's against another player is what I'm saying. A meta is the meta pick.
I have trouble getting behind that, but... I can see why you're saying that, and I see where you're coming from with it. I don't think it super applies to Genshin necessarily. So Genshin Impact, obviously PvE game pretty famously is no PvP, but for the majority of the content in the game, almost entirely actually, there's nothing stopping you from doing anything except hitting the buttons. And the difference between like a better build and a worse build is like how long it takes in minutes. So the implication here being, if we were to agree that there is like a meta build for a character, so to speak, it would be not a change in what you can do, but whether or not you're wasting 8 minutes per encounter.
What about meta teams for different content like the tower, where it gets increasingly hard and you need the correct champions to do the thing?
That is also just a matter of saving some time. Because like kind of notoriously every patch, there are people who clear that with just the default characters every time. So the difference between the default free characters doing it and like the new fancy character doing it is like minutes saved and not much else. There isn't a difference of rewards or a difference of like, it's just, did we or did we not save a few minutes here every month? So when Genshin players come in and they're like, hey, how do I build this character? It's easier to just say these 3 stats and this is the cup you want or whatever than to say, well, actually, there isn't really a benefit to like that's a lot to explain to like Indonesian Kid 7,
Sure.
you know? So
Yeah.
what ends up happening is that
Sure.
people do find that to be helpful, even though the reason they find it helpful is because they ultimately don't really understand the game, which is kind of why they're asking for
I
help in the
see.
first place.
So
Like
like
they're
in
trying to
WoW, for
play.
example, you
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
build whatever you want on whatever you want, and
Yeah,
that's like Lamal, okay? Right?
yeah, right.
But to do the hardest content in the game efficiently, which is what everyone's trying to do, because no one wants to take 4 months to do something, I would imagine. Like, you're
Oh,
not going to
true.
take 4 months to do something. You're
Right.
going to do the most efficient thing, which is either spreadsheeted out or you're going to look at a website. Knowing you, you're probably doing the
More or
calculation
less.
yourself.
I do the most
So,
efficient version of the thing I want to do, not the most
yeah.
efficient version of the most efficient thing, but yes.
Yeah, but you're again
Yeah.
being the most efficient. You're finding the meta build for what you want and
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Well, again, metas, I don't know if that term applies here, but I get why you're saying that. You're not necessarily wrong. Yeah.
Well, if I'm not necessarily wrong, then I'm using it correctly.
I know. I know what you're trying to say, and that's good enough, is what I'm saying. Like, I still don't think that term is the right term, but I know what you are
What
trying
would
to
the
imply
right
by
term
it.
be?
I don't know. But
I see.
meta in this instance, because my exposure to meta as a term is from Yu-Gi-Oh, where it is centered on any particular event in a given time, like the meta of X event, not necessarily a global meta of the whole game. Whereas, so like if we were to say like, what is the meta of season 2 Spiral Abyss blah 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 specific thing, we could analyze what is common. However, it is purely a measurement of what is common, not what is right or good. So like for example, if every single person fell into one of two camps, right? People who kind of knew how to play and people who didn't know how to play. But
Sure.
the people who didn't know how to play were a significantly larger number. Then
Mm-hmm.
the shitty dumb build with bad items is way more common.
Fuck.
And if we're measuring by time, or excuse me, by percentage of like player base using a thing, then the quote meta build would be the shitty one, right? Because it's the most common by a mile because most people are stupid. Whereas what you're trying to describe, I feel, is like the commonly used build specifically among only people who want high number or like faster time or like know what they're doing.
So you would
And
say that
so
what
I'm
I'm
not
trying to
sure.
say is a word that describes the most effective popular strategies and tactics used by players to get a victory in the
Used
shortest amount of
only
time.
by good players, specifically. That's the difference.
I think it's just all blanket players in general, because good players would be using meta. No.
Yes, and there's way more bad players all the time using way more shit builds than good builds, so the common build is the bad one.
No, that's false.
Because that's what most bad people use. And most people are the bad people. Like if 80% of players suck, or 55 or 70, whatever majority people suck, the common build is the bad one.
No, because in the definition of meta, it's the most effective build to achieve victory the fastest, and therefore that would be the meta. If it's a bad build, then you wouldn't be achieving victory fast. It would not be meta. It would just be what everyone's doing, but they're doing it wrong and not efficiently or effectively, and that is the definition of meta.
Hit me with it one more time. The definition?
The most effective strategies and tactics used by players to achieve victory efficiently.
The most effective strategy and tactics used by players, specifically, and also specifically to achieve victory.
So if someone is using something that's not efficient or effective, then it is not meta. If it's efficient or effective, then it would be good and therefore meta. It doesn't have to do with if the player is good or not. You can give a good player a meta thing and they will either be good at that thing or not good at that thing, but that's not what meta means. You're giving them the best effective thing to do, and if they can't hit button, then they can't hit button. They're dumb. That's
Well,
not
yes,
on.
I agree with that.
That's not meta.
That you're for
That
sure
has
right
nothing to
about
do
that.
with meta.
No,
Yeah.
agreed. I'm saying that's not what I was saying. Though. I'm
Put
not
me
talking
on
about
Katarina
execution.
put me on Katarina, and if Katarina's S tier and I can't play Katarina, guess what? I'm not playing a fucking meta character
No.
well.
That wasn't what I was saying at all. I was
Yeah.
saying
But specifically,
I
this
was
is
saying like
about.
if 100 Katarina players exist,
I
right?
understand.
And yeah, if like 95 of them only built Thornmail 6 times, 95% of players using Katarina build 6 Thornmails.
Yes.
That'd be kind
Is
of the Katarina
Thornmail.
meta. That would be
It will.
shit. It wouldn't be good. If those other
Is
5 people were doing a good thing, would they be the meta instead?
well,
Because
no.
it's 5% of players, but they're doing the good thing to win.
Are they doing the most effective, popular thing to do what that character needs to do
Certainly
to win the
not
game?
popular, but it's the most effective. You see what I'm saying?
Then it would be if it's effective.
Is it meta if it's effective and unpopular?
It's meta if it's effective and efficient, strategically and tactic wise, to achieve victory.
So popularity has no weight at all?
I don't believe so. Not in this definition I'm reading.
Interesting.
But again, it will be popular if it's the meta, because people will be using it to, again, achieve the definition of being effective
How do you think that weighs
and
into
efficient.
How do you think that weighs into the concept of anti-meta?
Anti-meta
is anti-meta just meta? Because if the most efficient, like let's say the meta is what it is, and then it becomes popular, then the popular build is the meta build. And if anti-meta beats meta, is that not the most efficient thing to beat the common strategy?
Well, the meta just shifts at that point.
Right, so anti-meta is just meta
shift.
Like anti-meta doesn't really mean anything then.
Anti-meta is the Beatles before they became the Beatles. And then the Beatles happen, and then now anti-meta becomes meta, because it's now the thing people do to be more efficient. The efficiency changes over time. Meta today, if it gets nerfed in League or whatever game, is not meta tomorrow because the patch dropped. So now whatever anti-meta thing is now shifts up to meta. No?
Interesting.
Because like Katarina has a specific build that is for going against, I don't know, Lux. I don't know why Katarina be going against Lux, but say they're in lane together. There is a specific efficient build Katarina will go to do whatever she can to not get fucked by Lux. I would imagine. She's not. You're not going to build. I don't know enough about League builds now with everything that's changed to like give you a
We're in the same boat
build.
on that.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, if I'm going against an AP character, I'm going to build magic defense or whatever. Magic resist.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
If I'm going against an AD character, I'm not going to build magic resist. That's neither meta nor efficient nor good.
Sure.
Right?
I agree.
So I'm not saying new metas can't happen. I'm not saying any of that can't happen.
No, I'm not saying. I know you're not saying that.
Well, it just feels like that because I keep trying to explain it, and then we keep saying it's wrong. And like, I'm a gamer just like you are, but it's just the definition.
Sure.
You know?
Well, no, I just have only ever experienced meta in relation to popularity.
Yeah,
I'm viewing this from the lens of, and then that definition you found doesn't have that, which I'm trying to like correlate to. I'm trying to like I'm trying to lace those together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think popularity is a part of meta in some cases, because like, for instance, I'll give you an example. World of Warcraft's not a PvP game if you're doing PvE stuff. So a raid, for example, right? You have a meta in WoW for every character, every class, there are people whose jobs are to be proficient and knowledgeable in that class that do rough calculations multiple times a month, a week, a day to make sure the meta build list for the character you want to do is up to date. That will be the most popular build list. That is, in that sense, it is popular and it's meta only because not only did they make sure this is the best gear. You're dumb if you're not using this gear. But like, everyone who's playing this character at a high popular or a high rate or like mythic, heroic, they're using this meta, and in return for using the meta and everyone's using it, it's popular. But it's not popular then becomes meta. It's not just because it's popular, it's meta somehow. Like, if every Teemo character uses Thornmail for some reason, that doesn't mean it's popular and now everyone's doing it. That's just a weird thing everyone's doing to troll or whatever. But that wouldn't mean it's meta, right? Like you would look at that and go, "Why does Teemo have Thornmail? This is weird. I'm not going against a tank Teemo. This is odd."
Interesting.
Right? So like,
interesting.
so the meta isn't, wow, this is so popular now it's meta. It's the calculations were done. This is the best thing to do the most damage to the most bosses. And then there's also different lists for different bosses. So this is the meta single target build for this. This is the meta single target build for that. Just like in Genshin, there might be sure, it doesn't matter if it's saving you a couple minutes, but this is the meta build for this floor or set of floors. You definitely want Bennett here. You want this guy here, maybe. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. But it's the most efficient thing to do for the floor, for the boss. Yu-Gi-Oh! I imagine there's a meta anti-build for different different stuff, right? If you know you're going to be going against, I don't know shit about shit when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! But if you're going against like a triple eyes gray dragon or something, I'm sure you build anti that, you know, like.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because in Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically,
I don't know the about way Yu-Gi-Oh, that word so I'm just kind of.
No, of course, assuming. But like in the way that term is used in Yu-Gi-Oh, by the common player, and the way it's used by the game staff and the community surrounding the game analysis is actually very different, which I think is interesting. The common Yu-Gi-Oh gamer would refer to the meta, huge air quotes, meaning just like whatever is the most popular deck or couple of decks at the time in general. But relative to the people who work on the game and the people who cover the game, like myself when I was working at TCG Player, it was like a beat to death, like repeat yourself like a broken record thing, where you had to just tell people there's no such thing as the meta. The meta is erroneous, and the term you mean is the meta game specifically, which can only be measured per event. So you would say like, oh, YCS Charlotte, you know, this big Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series, Charlotte 20, who gives a shit year, 18, 16, whatever. The metagame is whatever the most popular deck was retrospectively looking at the top 16.
Yeah.
So it was entirely popularity and nothing else.
I guess for like a card game, it's different because it's all RNG, right? Like it's just kind of RNG based with a little bit, like you can build a good deck, but you still have to get the cards to come through at a correct time.
Yeah, you will definitely brick sometimes for sure.
But
just
like
have a bad hand.
A WoW boss or a tower boss in Genshin, they're not going to you're not going to randomly load in. And it's like, that's weird. This boss is doing a new set of mechanics I've never seen before. They usually all have, like, you're on floor one boss does this season and it doesn't change unless season 2 comes out and the new floor 1 boss does this, right? Just like in WoW, the new raid does this, the new tier set does this. This is your meta build for this. That this isn't a retroactive thing. This is a current thing. And also, too, it can relate to PvP in some games. Again, I think it's game to game, because you're not going to say this about a card game. But in WoW, for example, there's going to be a meta set of classes you want in your raid. There's going to be a meta set of classes you want in PvP, for example. There's going to be a meta set of characters in Genshin you would want for certain floors to do certain things. Because I've seen you do it where it's like, you even say yourself, like, yeah, you really want to use this character here. And I've heard you say you don't have to.
Yeah,
you always say you don't have to.
Sure.
However, there is a, hey, if you have it, you definitely want it here. If not, it's fine. But that's the meta. Essentially, the meta is, hey, this is the most efficient thing to do here. If you don't, you can do whatever you want. That's how meta is used in WoW.
Interesting.
Now, again, meta
I've spent so many
different
decades
games
in Yu-Gi-Oh! That I'm like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta definition? This is interesting.
That's RNG. And I guess, you know, a Genshin could be RNG, but again, it's only RNG because of the player's input. You're still going against the same boss that does the same stuff. WoW, the same boss does the same stuff. The only difference is us hitting the correct or incorrect inputs. But in something like a card game like Yu-Gi-Oh or fuck Magic, whatever, you could just have a set where you don't pull the stuff you need. And that's not saying your meta deck's bad or good. That's just saying El Bozo didn't, shuffle
bad
good
hand El
enough.
Bozo for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, I understand how in a card game, that's not how something might work. But in like a game like a game like WoW or a game like Genshin, or even like we're playing Borderlands, I'm sure there's like meta builds for like end game Borderlands for like 3 and 2 where you're level 100 whatever
for which boss and which
exactly
element.
So there's always a sense of meta there, and that's not to say that doesn't change, but that is a live thing that's happening and happening during season, not a retrospective thing you're talking about with a meta game. I think a meta game is
purely retrospective.
Meta game is different than meta, I believe. I think those could be two different things, because meta is in the moment now. I think popular, efficient to do now. I'm not going to use last season's meta with this season's stuff. That doesn't make sense because it isn't efficient or good.
Yeah.
So
it's so interesting.
That's kind of, 20 years of WoW and then just gaming in general. If there is a set of characters, there will be a meta. Just like how, whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. Like you can go up against a Katarina and maybe Teemo loses a Katarina 50% of the time. But if you go against a shit Katarina and you're a Teemo one trick, you beat its ass. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So there's always the air of like, in this case, the meta didn't work because the person on the other side is fucking brain dead. Whatever.
No, of course. Yeah, I've won good matchups and bad matchups as Lux a million times, for sure.
So I guess all I'm saying is that the meta exists.
Interesting.
And you can choose to do it if you want. That's fine. But there is a meta, because if there is hey, this team is good here, you should use it here, but also Lamal, you don't need to if you don't want to. That's fine, but that's still a meta. You're saying, hey, the meta choice is this, but your choice B could be this, and that's fine too.
That's so fascinating. Okay, so retooling away from the way I'm looking at meta relative to Yu-Gi-Oh, shifting into the way you're using meta relative to WoW, and putting that as a veneer on how we're using the term meta in Genshin Impact specifically.
Because that's not even a WoW thing. That's just Overwatch. That's League. That's like any
non-card games, so to speak.
Yeah,
or,
that's
however
like
you
any
frame
game
that.
now. That's how people.
Sure.
That is what like meta would mean.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's not just me using it. That's like everyone using it that way.
Well, no, I mean relative to the two perspectives here, the way I'm saying and the way you know what I mean? Not like these are original thoughts from the two of us. I didn't create metagame in Of course. So, yeah. So within that context, then yes, I suppose it would be objectively true that there are, on any given patch, an optimal set of characters and items on those characters to accomplish certain things in the game. I don't know if I could say it more.
Well, and that's the thing, right? It's not the whole game. There are things that are good for PvE, and then you don't want to do that for PvP. It's different. It's not a blanket statement to say every piece of content in this game is this way. However, there will be, in the brawl mode, S tier characters that are the best characters, and if you don't play them, you're probably going to get spanked if you're playing against people who know how to breathe on their own without a machine.
That's crazy. Yeah, bet. Interesting.
The same way, there are the same things about pieces of content in Genshin. There are same ways about pieces of content in WoW. There are different metas for different things.
Because there are definitely enemies who are like weak to fire, and there's an objectively biggest damage fire character.
Yeah, and why would we not play a fire character against someone who's weak to fire? That's kind of goofy. I mean, you can do it, but like, are you doing it for an achievement run or just to make life harder on yourself? Like, why are you doing this? Because there's a reason why you wouldn't be, unless you just don't know how to play the game and don't know how elements work, and then maybe you don't do that, right?
Like, famously, I play Noelle all the time, and Noelle is like not like, she's not fire. And if I'm fighting a thing with fire, I'll still use Noelle just because I am sick nasty at the game and like Noelle a lot, right?
Yeah.
So like, in that capacity,
like I like Teemo, and if I'm fucking around, I might play Teemo support just because I'm
But if you were a person who didn't really give a shit what character you were playing and it was just about results, then for sure there's definitely like an optimal if you own them, there's an optimal character with an optimal set of items. 100%.
Yeah, and you using Noelle doesn't mean you're anti-meta. You might use a couple meta characters for whatever is good against fire. Like even if you're using Noelle, you're still going to use your best fire damage person or second best person, whoever's strongest. You're still going to try to do something that makes sense. Or if you just completely hate whoever the fire guy is, then maybe you don't do it.
Oh, that's kind of not how the teams work in Genshin. It's like one lead, three support type beat. But no, I get what you're saying though. Yes, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not a Genshin player, so I don't know how the teams are set up. But I would imagine it's a combination of somehow doing that.
Yeah,
I haven't played fucking Genshin since
it's been a hot minute.
Geo player or whatever. So
since Geo Traveler, the Geo main. That's basically launched. That's like it's like September, October 2020.
Yeah, so I don't have a lot of context for all that, but I mean, you play games long enough, and I've watched you and other people play long enough to where you just pick up on the fact, like, I see there's a meta. You can either play the meta or don't play the meta. It doesn't matter. Usually meta doesn't even matter in most cases. It's like
and in Genshin meta doesn't, thank God.
Meta is like gay bait. You know what I mean? It's like
not the gay bait. Oh no.
Meta is like gay bait. Like people who think they have to play meta are usually the people who need breathing machines to help them breathe. You know what I mean?
That is so funny. Well, some of us just have collapsing noses, all right? Maybe it's not everyone's fault. Sometimes you just need a machine, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I just... Some games need it. Like if you're playing an MMO and you have specifically bosses that you just have to build a certain way, that's different. But
sure.
If a game gives you any game, I say, that has a skill tree, there's a meta build somewhere in that skill tree, whether it's found or not.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? A skill tree.
Interesting.
I would even say a skill tree equals there has to be a meta somewhere, because there's always going to be the correct.
Like something has to be mathematically optimal.
Yes, there's always going to be something mathematically optimal, and then in that case, it is meta. If you don't like it, oh well, you don't have to, but that's what it is.
Interesting. Sure.
Like
sure.
Path of Exile's this way, even though it has a million fucking nodes for skills. There is you will see a 400-page dissertation on dissertation
Hey, that dissertation there, brother.
On every single class and build known to man on that game.
Sure.
Because that's just one of those games. That's how it's played.
I can't wait for Babe to hear that later. She's going to lose her mind. She loves misspeaks. That's her favorite thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if Babe's life, if her whole life, I don't know if any of our homies on Spotify later listening or listening in chat right now live can, like, if they're in the same boat, but people that flub words and farts, those are the two things that get her riled up the most. Little toots and misspeaks are her entire sense of comedy. She loves it so much. One day we'll have to do a misspeaking and toot podcast episode as a April Fool's.
Tootin'.
The old rootin' tootin' pod.
Rootin' tootin' tootin' rootin'.
The old tootin' rootin' tootin'. The old root beer pod. Far stream. But yeah, no, for sure. And like, again, moving away from the Yu-Gi-Oh usage of the term meta and shifting to the, I guess, more the video game usage of that term, I can see for sure how that was frustrating for you. But we were working on two like very fundamentally seemingly opposite definitions of that same term. Where I'm thinking it's
Yeah,
entirely popularity based because that's the only way I've ever known it to be used, and then you're like, no, popularity is not even like related. It's totally just
yeah.
entirely opposite.
I imagine what was happening would be the same way if I told you Yu-Gi-Oh worked a certain way and it didn't, and you'd look at me like, "What are you talking about? I've done this for 20 years."
That's
You
so
know?
funny.
And then I'm talking about something different and you think I'm talking about something else, and I'm trying to be like, "Well, no, it's actually like I looked at I was so
Well, that is what happened. That's
rattled. I
exactly what
was
happened.
Yes, it's exactly what happened. Well, us being friends, we can kind of get past some
Yeah,
little things, but I dropped a bunch of stuff because I had to pull up a Google thing and look up the definition of meta because I was about to like
that's so funny.
I was getting kind of
Yeah, because
fucking
from my side, you are saying that's not how Yu-Gi-Oh works. I'm like, I've
yeah.
played Yu-Gi-Oh for a long
No,
time.
I'm not.
Like I have a pretty
eh,
good idea of how meta
It's
games work.
like
I know what a meta
it's
is.
like
But yeah,
card
same word, different definition.
games, auto chess games, games where the outcome of the game is almost 100% RNG. There, like, again, like you said, there are meta builds. So, like in TFT, there are meta builds, but you're never going to do a meta build because you're always going to be building ante of what everyone is doing. So,
Right.
it's like, in that sense, it is so RNG that a meta could never exist because there's no world where you get the quote unquote best deck around and you get the same pools every time. And if you get the same pools every time,
Oh, you a
then
cheating asshole
something's
for sure.
you're a cheating ass bitch. Yeah. So like obviously some games don't exist in that realm. Like
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
meta in golf. Like it doesn't make sense.
I guess maybe there is because like the different club makes a difference in how you hit the ball or whatever. Like
Sure, I
the
guess.
meta in your
Yeah.
if you're in a sand trap is a wedge, Lamau.
Sure.
I
Pitching
wonder.
wedge,
I don't
sand
know. I
wedge, or
don't know shit
whatever.
about golf, so
Yeah, I don't know shit about golf either. I mean, I guess there could be an air of meta in like sports, but something where it's a completely RNG. Like, but you also have to like think you have to even if you hit the ball, there's like wind speed, there's like all this stuff you can't
well,
control.
sure.
Like if
Are
it's
is the
raining too, because
player
I play during rain.
are the player positions on a team the meta? I guess not because you can never change it. You can't have like two goalies in soccer.
No, yeah, you can't do that.
Can you? Can
Yeah, I
one
don't
guy
think
just stand
you.
there and pretend to be a second goalie?
No, I don't
He's
think the
allowed to do
goalie
that?
is allowed to go outside the box. I don't think people are allowed to go inside the box unless you're shooting.
But if you just like stand right in front of the goalie box and just hang out there and just do goalie shit, but is it allowed? Can you
I
do
don't
that?
know. I don't know enough about um
Like can you like
football.
can everyone in football just like become a running back?
No, I don't think so.
Like you're
You
just
have to have
not
a certain
allowed it.
amount of people down.
Oh, interesting.
There are
Hmm.
certain positions that aren't allowed to move till the ball snapped, and there's certain positions that can move before the ball snapped. The line cannot. And you have to have. So in football, there's a certain amount of players you have to have on the field, and there's a certain amount of players you have to have down, like
Okay.
in a stance.
Sure.
And that would be like the O line, the D line. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
where
think
they're like kind of in that
defense
like
needs
hero
a
landing pose on one knee or whatever, but not.
3 point stance because there's three
Yeah.
limbs on the ground. Yeah, 4 point
Yeah,
stance if
yeah,
you can
yeah, yeah, yeah,
imagine.
yeah, yeah.
Four, yeah, kind of cool.
Interesting.
No 6 point stance if you can imagine.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
Interesting.
football's kind of tight. Football's a cool game of chess kind of game.
Is there a football? Well, again, I'm using it in a different way, I guess. But is there
Is there a football
like
meta?
a
Is that what you're gonna say?
yeah? Does that exist? Is there like an
No, I don't think
optimal
so.
set of plays? I guess not. It couldn't be. Like there
Football
can't be a meta in rock paper
is
scissors, right?
no football would be more like Yu-Gi-Oh because you have different players, you have different coaches doing different offenses and defenses. You just so happen that some offenses don't do well against some defenses, but you don't have a football team that like trains their defense in 7 defenses. You know what I mean? You have
Sure.
a defensive scheme and you have an offensive scheme, and you sometimes throw in curveballs in there sometimes, but you have a general idea of like my quarterback's really strong. We're gonna do a more of a throwing scheme. If you have a weaker quarterback in throwing, maybe you're gonna do more of a running scheme. It's not really like
Hmm.
oh, by the way, we're gonna run defense 7-4,000 today, like out of all the different defenses we could do. Usually it's like built around what your team is good at and what they can do, sort of deal.
Interesting. By the same token, could there be a football meta in like NFL 2K25 for the Xbox or whatever?
Oh, I don't know.
Because then you're playing against like AI opponents, and maybe there's like a trend of what.
There are some teams that are better, because I think how those games work is they take players' stats somehow and they rope
from
them
the real
into
NFL and like.
So like, you know how WoW has like agility, stam, spirit, intellect.
Sure.
Madden works on that a little bit as well. You have like a blocking power, you have a running power, you have a throwing power. So I think depending on how good the team is, because I don't know how how the Madden games do it now, but there used to be like a live roster that you could play with. And so the rosters would update depending on like so and so sick, so you can't like play them in game, or
that's so funny.
Yeah, there used to be something like that. I forgot what it was called. It was like a certain
I would be livid if Noelle caught a cold in Genshin and I just couldn't use her for 2 weeks. I'd be so fucking mad.
Brother,
I was getting crazy.
I was getting so fucking mad in Red Dead 2 whenever we find out what's his name is sick, and then like I just can't run. I just can't. My stam is like halved. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
that's tough. It's fun though. It's a cool element. I've never seen a game do that before.
Well, you did want to get progressively weaker. You did say that.
It's a cool mechanic. I would love a game because, like, you have, you know, like Death Stranding, where it's just like postal simulator in an alien world, whatever. In an alien world, with my postmaster, and then you have true. You have all this other stuff. It would be cool to have a game where like maybe it goes back in time, and the going back in time means you're like weaker, because games do this all the time too, where like in AC Shadows you do flashbacks, and the flashbacks act as tutorials for like different moves and stuff. So you're actually weaker in the flashback because you don't have all the stuff you have currently. So it's like you and a Komodo with like a wooden sword. And so like it would be cool if you start a game like super fucking strong, like how you feel at the end of like Sekiro or something, and then like somehow via crazy mage time mechanic you get weaker, and it's like the time is running backwards. And I don't know, some cool. Hey, you know, like, who knows? Notoriously, I've been called a psychopath by you for thinking this would be a cool mechanic. I don't know. We'd have to see it in play.
It does seem insane. It does seem insane on paper. However, I can tell, even as someone who is like, that's insane, and I can tell that's crazy.
Yeah.
There's probably an audience for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could see you cooking.
Or like, what did we say the other day? My other idea for it was like in Power Rangers, when they get turned into kids, somehow the more you play, you're getting younger, and then because you're getting younger, your body either can't do the things, you're like de-leveling, and in that case a level is like getting stronger, so you're like getting weaker because you're getting younger and you're losing levels, and then you can't do the things that you could do before, and then it ends with like you being a kid and getting stomped out.
Sure. Sure, yeah. I'm imagining the enemies get progressively stronger, though.
Yeah. Well, actually, the enemies wouldn't even have to get stronger because you're getting weaker.
It's just the same enemy the whole game.
Yes, it's the same
enemy type or whatever. The enemy power.
Well, no, the enemy types can change, but they're all always like the same strength. Your strength is lowering. You're getting nerfed, and not they're getting buffed.
Interesting. Like Dynasty Warriors, it's just like Gerber enemy 7.
Yeah, well, the idea is you want to stop yourself from de-aging and like get back to normal age, like case closed style. But obviously you wouldn't go back into like being like a baby or whatever. But you know, you're a little child Avengers for a little bit, and then you fucking pop back in, be an adult. Got all your powers back. You're strong again.
Interesting. Yep. Are we suggesting here that do you get like, is the
tell me, The power can be anything. It doesn't have to be. The power can be whatever you want it to be, whether it's
Sure.
Kamehameha waves or whatever, you know?
No,
It
for
could,
sure.
yeah. The concept is so good, you can do it with anything. And it just works.
The concept is so good, it just works. Sometimes it just works.
Sometimes it just works. You could just have... Any world has a mage that can change time.
Sure.
Any world.
What I'm saying
has,
is like the goal to get. You said the goal is to get your power back.
Yeah, it would be like a 14 in deep situation where you fight the last boss turns you back into the way I imagine it is definitely the curse gets lifted whenever you kill the last boss, and then you slowly age back up. You don't want to rapidly age because then your bones are gonna fucking pop out of your body and the skin has to stretch and stuff. So it's over like maybe 5-6 minutes. Yeah, you have to like kind of Deadpool it. Well, yeah, Deadpool doesn't just grow back his shit, you know. He has to.
No,
it starts out as like little kid hands and it like grows back into.
Feeties.
Yeah, so he has to like grow back in a normal adult size or whatever. But like I imagine, yeah, like the curse gets lifted and you're like, oh hey, look, I'm getting stronger again. I'm back, and then New Game Plus could happen, where like it's more aggressive, and then you could just opt into not doing New Game Plus, and it's just an open world you can go run around and kill stuff in. The endless possibilities. Because here's what you can do too. The game could be open world in which the gear you get is actually trying to offset the time at which you de-age. So you could have gear where it ages you a little faster, but you do more damage. So you could play around with de-aging and age slowdown, age speed up. There's a lot of cool mechanics you could do. Look, I fucking been thinking about this.
I gotta kind of like this, no?
I don't know.
Like every time you die, you get older or something, and then the older you are, the weaker you are, or some shit like that.
I know that the whole idea is based around like when you die in Elden Ring, you like become a skeleton more and more until you're like just like a weird husk or whatever. You know?
Sort of. That's more of a yes/no situation than a scale. Sort of.
Yeah, but like that's like kind of the idea is like not like that, but kind of like that, but like not shit, you know?
Yeah, like in Dark Souls, you have humanity, and if you consume humanity, you're a human, and if you die, you lose it, and you're a skeleton.
Yeah,
you're, like,
something
weaker,
like that.
And then you have to consume a new humanity to like become human again. It's like a yes/no state more than a.
Yeah, there was a movie with the late great leader of NSYNC, whatever his name was, the one with the little jerry curls. No, he's not dead, but NSYNC's dead.
I was gonna say, wait, ain't no way.
Justin Timberlake was in this movie where like notoriously they had something built into their arms where they like with
the clock thing, and they pay
time went 0. Yeah. So that's also kind of what I was thinking of, like the idea of like, oh, okay, like you could control the time you have left or whatever. So like you could wear this gear that like slowly ages you down, or you could wear gear that speeds it up, but you're like really strong, but then you have to like be really methodical about how you like go through the rest of the game. Okay. The more you use your power, the more you age, stuff like that. Some real fucking nerd shit, you know?
Okay. Like I said, I mean, I could see there's room to cook.
I've been cooking. I got the 9-piece meal, for sure.
Now me, I'm a blue box Kraft mac and cheese kind of guy. I like straightforward 2-ingredient meals. You know what I'm saying? I like get stronger, beat ass.
Which is crazy that you don't like 14 and deep, because that's definitely blue box type shit.
It's my least favorite, 14 and deep.
Which is crazy because that's like the most blue box thing you can have. There is nothing more blue box than God has killed my friend, I must kill God to bring friend back. Or
hey, it's funny you say that. I was talking to Babe about stories,
which
I believe yesterday.
Specifically
RPGs.
Yeah.
And I was mentioning that like it's very common to have a story of like God is controlling man and it's a spiral of rebirth and we have to kill God to break the cycle. And I just can I get a vibe check that I'm not crazy, right? That's like an unbelievably common, that's like most JRPGs are fight and kill God, break cycle, no? It's like a lot.
JRPGs, I would say that's a huge JRPG trope, yeah.
Huge JRPG trope, yeah.
JRPGs definitely, it doesn't have to be death or whatever, but it is a god of some sort doing something that we have to stop.
Yeah, not necessarily the god of death, just a god.
God
Not
of
even
death
Christian
comes
God,
up
capital G, just God.
a lot. Just God, yeah. I mean, notoriously in a lot of anime, it is Battle of Gods. Gods come up at some point.
Yeah, you have to fight Beelzethon or whatever. You have to go kill. This is the wicked god Archabiblical or whatever.
Full Metal Alchemist, the coming of God. You have to kill him. He's your dad, Lamau.
Gotta kill God.
Gotta kill God.
Yeah. Sometimes it's yeah.
You're trying to do human instrumentality to have the second coming of God.
Yeah.
Who's the machine? Lamau. What else?
Final Fantasy 13. I don't know if homies know. I mean, spoilers for Final Fantasy 13-3, I guess. But like one of the playables from the first one, he like becomes a god and you have to kill him. But then you save him because there's a cycle. You gotta stop enslaving the people all the time or whatever. Kill God, beat God.
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho. Become a spirit detective for God. Kill demons.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, pretty much.
Similar. Yeah. Kill God, take over. Kill God, save humanity from God. Kill God, break cycle against people or whatever. It's very common.
Digimon, kill digital God.
Kill
Gundam,
digital God.
Drop colony on planet like God.
That's right.
A lot of people trying to be God. Trying to think of
so many people trying to be God, dude.
Fucking Gurren Lagann, kill Drill God.
Kill the Drill God, the Spiral God, Spiral King.
Yeah. There's a lot of gods in another world, always defeating some type of god-like figure.
In another world, always defeating some type of god. Yeah, that's right. Happens all the time.
And
it's
that's
crazy.
Not to say that's like not a bad trope. I mean, it's done so much because it works, and you can do so many different like caveats with it, and that's fine. Yeah, it's like at a certain point, Wild West themed stuff died out because it just got done a lot, and I think that's kind of why JRPGs haven't been super popular lately, because people have just kind of gotten a little tired of it. And then there will be one JRPG that comes back and like everyone's going to be super excited for. And then
Expedition 33. Well, I guess it's an FRPG, but
I mean,
that one's kind of hard to pin down.
It's tough, huh? Because like because like for instance, if I try to make Bluebell ice cream at home, it's not Bluebell ice cream. So
what's that fucking what's that fake Persona that came after Persona? But it's like not, it's like Persona adjacent, but not.
Persona Tactics?
No, it's not called Persona, but it basically is Persona though. Metaphor, I think.
Danganronpa.
That's funny. Fucking Danganronpa is its own fucking monster, but I think it's called Metaphor. It's like a JRPG.
Fantasio.
Yeah, I think so.
But isn't that like also just French?
Metaphor's not French, is it?
Fantasio?
God, is that a French game? No shot.
I don't know. I don't know shit about shit. I see the name and I think French, but I'm also a dumb bitch, so I'm probably wrong, I imagine.
No.
It feels French.
That's a Japanese game.
I don't know shit about shit. I just hear the name, and the name makes me think French for some reason. Couldn't tell you why.
It was developed by Studio Zero, published by Atlas, and Studio Zero is a first-party developer for Atlas. Yeah, it's Japanese.
Well, where it's set is very French.
That's true. That's extremely true.
So really, is it anyway? They were trying to do an FRPG. Let's be honest.
Not J doing FRPGs and F doing JRPGs. They're swapping.
Yeah, but like I was gonna say, right? Like if I make ice cream and call it Bluebell, is it really Bluebell ice cream? Probably not. So like if the French try to make a JRPG, it's not a JRPG, it's a French RPG that they're trying to make. I mean, the bitch is set in fucking France. The Eiffel Tower is right there. Like
it's like weirdo France, but yeah, it's definitely France.
It's like weird overgrown. They won a war one time, France. You know, they like got too big for their britches, France.
Kind of get a feeling it's the opposite. It's like,
well, France
it's like
never
they
won
lost
a
a
war.
war. France, like the Eiffel Tower melted.
Oh, well, France is always losing.
It's like floppy over on the side or something.
France notoriously doesn't win.
True.
They give up. They're a bunch of bitches over there. I'm kidding.
They did help us win a war one time, though. Shout out France.
Did they really help? I mean, I guess, but barely.
I mean, they showed up, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's showing up's tight. Hashtag showing up.
They could have not shown up.
Well, you know what also shows up sometimes?
Hey, yo.
The end of the podcast, baby. And how
the
do
end of the
we
podcast,
do that?
What is the meta for ending a podcast when you really think about it? Is there one?
Well, I was always taught a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And I don't know if that's
the
a
old
meta.
Pythagorean, my boy?
The old Pythag.
I like the old 2 pi r squared. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see. I like a little e equals pi to the 7th power squared.
Hell yeah, little E equals MC Hammer, baby. Stop. Can't touch this.
Bomb, 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 bomb,
Bottom.
bomb, bomb,
Bomb.